I've not used this before, so I'm just trying it out.
Hey man, it's been too long since we sat down and that just feels wrong. Allow me to give my head a shake, open my eyes and fix a mistake. Do you wanna come over? Just like the old times, we'll hit pause and then hit a rewind. You wanna come over? Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Hey buddy, no strangers here. These times I hold them dear. My door's open, so come on in. This was great, let's do it again. Do you wanna come over? Just like the old times, we'll hit pause and then it'll rewind. You wanna come over? Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Do you wanna come over? Just like the old times, we'll hit pause and then hit a rewind. You wanna come over? Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly.
Make Mine Marvel and Yo Joe. We're doing a crossover today. Hopefully my internet holds up. If not, I'm going to throw it to Gazz to lead this show to completion. Let's say hi to the chat real quick, and then we'll say hi to everyone that's hanging in on the panel today. Johnny was here yesterday saying the thing about this is Stephen with Yo Joe all, and a good night from Michael Fleming, who's had a big day. He's going to go to bed and do a replay later. Kiwi Cambo, how are you, buddy? And Beta Ray Bob checking in. Grayson calling in from camp. Say hi to young Gazz from us. Pericles Dragon Ball Z. Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. If it helps, G.I.Joe was published by Marvel. I hate to see two of my favorite franchises fighting. Well, I hope that you'll enjoy what I've put together today. And hey to the Fan and Power podcast crew. Where's Andy? Whichever one has got the power today. Here's the thing. So I don't do slides, but today I've done slides. Now, they're not anywhere near as good as Hans Chow slides. Okay, we are famously very slide light, Gaz and I. We don't do slides. And it's not because we can't, it's because we're lazy. Ronnie is here. Handsome Legends. Takes one to know one. This discussion has stemmed from a conversation that we had offline, and it revolved around a Marvel character and a G.I. Joe character, and they may make an appearance today. Now, not all of them are in my slides. I'm only one man, and I'm only able to put my effort into some things sometimes. So if your mashup didn't make it today, that's okay. We can still talk about it in between or after the slides. So just because the slides might be over doesn't mean that the conversation is. Hello to Hans Chow and Nate. How are you, fellas?
I'm very good, mate.
I'm also doing quite fine. As I said offline, I found a toy store that I've never been to. So that's always like finding nickels that you need inside your sofa.
You know what? You've got more restraint than I do, because if I go to a toy store, and I know that it's a bad attitude, but if I go to a toy store, I try to walk away with something, so at least like I've made the choice to go there, or I've found one in the wild, and I'm like, well, I got to grab something. I know that's impulse buying and probably not for the best, but I do it anyway. So good on you for having the restraint.
That's why I end up in the store for like 2 hours.
There's two principles I tend to follow. One of them is you have to want it 100%. And number two, if you really want it that bad, wait a week and see how you feel after the week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I got FOMO, and what if it's not there next week? You know?
Well, I've actually had that happen.
And you have the money in your hand.
Oh,
so.
That's true.
Yeah. So here's my idea for today. While I do have some slides, and it's a very specific mashup that I've done, I've also put together a little bit of a story that goes along with it. So we're going to Yes, Hans. putting the Hans in handsome. So I'm gonna show a slide, and please give me a yay! You did a slide. Once every slide comes up, every slide, please, because it's a lot of effort for me.
We need to get one of those sound box things. You know, like the sound things. So yeah.
I wonder if I could put some music behind the slides. Todd's here. How are you, buddy?
Oh wait, I got an idea.
What are you gonna do? Put some background music on?
No.
Are you gonna put up a sound bar? All right. Do we have any mood music for this tale that I'm gonna go into?
Power.
Here's one.
Oh, there you go. That's what I was just gonna do.
Drum roll. No, and what music have we got here? Acoustic cinematic. Is this going to work for us?
Ooh.
No.
We're not gonna get hit with that, are we?
No, this is all on StreamYard, and it is not good. What's this?
Wait, we got a live musician here. Let's pull out a guitar. It's like no.
You copyrighted last time.
Ooh, that's good.
No, these are all. No offense, StreamYard, but these are all.
That's good. That was good. That last one was kind of funky. I like that.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Let me play it a little bit longer. Josh is here.
What's up, Josh?
How are you, buddy?
Some legends in the chat today.
All right. We don't need mood music. We've got enough to go with. Okay. Here's my first mashup, and after I show the picture, I'll lead into the story. But we'll do a little bit of a conversation around it first. We've got Destro and Magneto.
That's a no-brainer.
Could be literally a no-brainer. What do we think is going to happen here?
I think everybody knows what's going to happen here.
Well, let's hear it.
Someone's going to get a headache.
Right.
And someone's going to go back to proving that mutant kind is superior.
Yeah.
So
let you choose who.
Destro is going to get a headache about 20 meters away from his body.
Crunch. Yeah, he's going to be mint berry crunch. I think it's this one. When it came to me, I was like, this seems like an obvious no-brainer, as it was already said. Seemed like an obvious no-brainer. However, here's some backstory for you, right? Destro has called upon Magneto in a diplomatic scenario where he wants to have a chat with Magneto. Now, mutants in this is an alternate timeline, right? So G.I.Joe exists and the Marvel universe exists. However, in this universe, mutants aren't that well known. They're more of a myth right now, right? So the myth is Magneto is a mutant, but he hasn't confirmed or denied whether he is a mutant. He just definitely has powers, and powers do exist in this universe. So Destro's called upon Magneto to come down, and Magneto, being curious and obviously power hungry, decides to go along and do this. Now, what's happened then is Destro, in his cunningness, has put on very, very quickly a nullifier onto Magneto, therefore nullifying Magneto's powers, and now he's just a man. And I will get into where these mutant nullifiers come from later, and we can get into the whether or not Destro would even be able to put a nullifier on Magneto. It doesn't matter. It's happened. It has happened. He's got a nullifier upon him right now. Maybe it was a sneaky inside job. So now Magneto is nullified. He is just a man without powers, but is he still man enough to take on Destro?
I'm just picturing them having a contest where they both just charge at each other head first and see whose helmet is stronger.
Well, I mean, all right.
Helmet.
To take the side of G.I. Joe for a moment, because I mean, obviously, we're all thinking like Magneto would just crush his head, right? But
right.
I mean, Destro, if he's calling upon him, I mean, he's gonna know the extent of Magneto's abilities. He's not gonna walk into this blind. He'll probably change his headgear to be something that's not. It's to look the same, but not for Magneto to be able to crush. So a non-metal type of thing. But I mean, he can control. He can destroy the molecules in your body too, right? He can control the iron in your body or whatever. And anyway, but I just see I just see an onslaught of bats, Iron
Right.
Grenadiers.
No, we're
I
just
mean, Magneto.
Destro versus Magneto at this point.
All right.
Just Destro versus Magneto. That's it. Man to man so far.
If it's mono
Yeah.
mono with no powers, I think Destro would take him.
Right. So, and there's a good point here. Destro for the win by 1 wrist rocket. So Destro still has his wrist rockets. He has everything that you would expect Destro to have upon him, including the abs. And I don't think Magneto's a slouch. Like, he's survived a lot. And I don't think that he is a slouch when it comes to being able to go man-to-man. But Destro would, I think, put a rocket to Magneto if he had the nullifying powers. Without being depowered, Magneto, Magneto is just Nito. Magneto wins if he has his powers. But for the sake of argument today and in this story, his powers are gone. Does Destro decimate Magneto? My vote is yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm on the Scotsman. Not so tough without your French magnets, are you?
but I mean, even with the powers though, I mean, Destro's not going to walk into that fight. He's going to know that he's master magnetism, right? So, like I said, he's going to go in there with some state-of-the-art technology that's like, plastic missiles.
Yep.
Something that he can't stop while it's coming at him. I mean, it'll be a good fight. Magneto will most likely win in the end, but Hans is like, there's no matchup here.
Hans, do you think Destro is taking out Eric Langshire?
With no powers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Magneto is just like a charismatic dude, but charisma unfortunately does not translate into fisticuffs. So even if Destro didn't have his wrist rockets or anything like that, I mean,
Spring-loaded.
I wouldn't fight a normal Scotsman. Nonetheless, nonetheless, one who's been trained. And last time I checked, like Destro is like a trained fighter, and a bunch of other things. I mean, what will Magneto do? It's a whooping. It's a whooping, a one-sided whooping.
Can we just address the elephant in the room real quick? And is Destro wearing a shirt? Or is that bare chest?
That's a shirt.
That's definitely bare-chested.
Yeah.
No, I always think it's like a shirt.
No,
Sure.
it's not. It's not. I'll tell you why. Because I say so. It's not. There you go.
It's not a shirt, or it is a shirt.
It's not a shirt. It's a shirt. It's a shirt.
Yeah, I was saying.
Sorry, it's not a shirt. It's not a shirt. It's just that's. But if he takes off the rest of it, it's like this terrible tan because
that's what I was gonna say. Like a farmer's
Or
tan,
the
right?
best tan ever.
or the best tan ever. One of the two.
Oh man, he still wants the 70s, man.
And what's crazy is if he takes the mask off, it's like a tan around his neck and down there, but everything else is like lighthouse white. But yes, Destro gets the upper hand, and Magneto.
I agree.
To get muscle like definition like Magneto's done, you have to like dehydrate yourself for like 3 days. So, yeah.
Well, it's hard to drink water when your face is made of metal.
So is Magneto now as a full-time X-Men? I'm just looking at this image and he's got an X on his chest.
Well, in this scenario, the X-Men, if they exist, are not known, and mutants are mostly a talks in the wind, right?
All right.
And
Okay.
but because Magneto is a powerful person, he's probably one of the ones that are most in the public eye. Now, in this scenario, I agree that without his powers, Destro shoots a rocket-firing plastic missile and takes out Magneto, killing Magneto. Magneto has perished in this universe, which leads to a huge conversation about whether the mutants exist, but also will they now start coming out of the woodworks to avenge one of their own. Now, if you've gotten this far into the stream, please do hit that like button. Now, there is rumors that Magneto was led to this meeting by a changer, a shifter, someone shifty, someone who changes. But we're not sure at this point who it was. It's a choice between it was either Zartan or Mystique that has led him down this path to his doom. And there are rumblings of a duo of shapeshifters, whether they're mutant or otherwise. And so I will say that the person who did send him on his path to doom was in fact Zartan. Zartan posing as Mystique. So Mystique is now on a revenge mission to go up against for the loss of Magneto. Is now going up against Zartan, mono e mono, shapeshifter to potential shapeshifter. What do we think? Who is going to win this round?
My money's on Mystique. I think she's fooled much more powerful people than Zartan.
But outside of her shape-shifting abilities, she's just got heightened abilities and heightened strength and stuff, right? It's like above average athletic level, right? That's what she is.
Well, I think that I don't think that she gets stronger. Like Morph, if Morph turns into the Hulk, he then has Hulk-like powers. But I don't think Mystique can do that. So I think she could change her shape, but I don't think that she can change her mass. So therefore,
I think these two characters are pretty much on level playing field, right? And then they're both assassins, right? Both have experts at hand-to-hand combat, weaponry, and all that stuff. So I think this will actually probably be a good drawn out fight between the two of them.
But I think Pericles has a good point here. Centuries of life experience.
Oh, she's an immortal?
We're saying giving this one to Mystique, Zartan may have killed the Hard Master, but I don't think he can stand up to her mono a mono.
Who's to say that Zartan isn't a mutant himself?
Well, it's funny you mention that. Because he does turn blue in the sun. And if anything, blue seems to be the flavor of the day when it comes to mutants. You think of any colored mutant that isn't regular skin color, blue is usually the one that shows up.
Zartan is the real dad of Kurt Wagner? Is that what you're trying to say?
Possibly. This could be a self-hate situation. But I do believe, and I need to know if you guys agree or not, and I do agree with the chat so far, that Mystique would take out Zartan.
I'm gonna go Zartan, but you're gonna think, and while you're reading the comic book, yeah, you can look at me like that, Hans. It's okay. Well, you're gonna think Mystique wins, but it's actually Zartan walking away. That's a good twist.
I think they're both pretty evenly matched. I think whoever pulls the trigger first, because they're gonna shoot at each other. Mm-hmm. And she is more a spy than she is other. Most of the things she does is like point blank shooting. Like, I think hand to hand wise, she's dope, but Zartan's no slouch. So I think it's whoever lands the first bullet, because after that it just becomes a massacre. So ironically, they're both also holding guns. So I feel like it's just gonna come down to who messes up first and gets shot. Right? As soon as the first bullet goes in to whichever person, at that point it just becomes a...
So is it a flip of a coin?
But I'll also kind of say that Mystique is a loner. Zartan is a dishonest guy. So she'll be fighting all the Dreadnoks too. Because if he knows she's coming, she's going to be like, he's like, you really thought I'd show up alone? I love... And she'd be jumped by like 50 rusty Australian dudes. It would not be cool.
There we go.
So I don't think...
I'll put this out there, Hans, so that you know. In this instance, the Dreadnoks are not involved. Not yet, but in this instance, they're not.
Then what about Xandar and Zarana?
They are Dreadnoks.
They're not involved yet either.
Okay.
Whoever pulls the trigger first.
All right.
Because neither of these
so
people...
there is Nate, what do you think?
I think we're all in agreement that Mystique would win and then date Zorana.
Perfect.
Love it.
All right. So for this one, I think it could be close, but this fight happens in the shadows. Only one walks away, and there is rumors that either have walked away, but one may have assumed the identity of the other because of it.
Can Zartan do, girl?
Zartan can do whatever he likes because he potentially
Well,
could be a mutant.
I don't think in the cartoon they didn't show him because those Baroness was like the female ones, right? And he would just do the males. Yeah, Zorana would do it. Yeah, but yeah, I don't see why he couldn't. I mean, it's gonna be kind of a muscular woman. But...
That's all right. So then we move on to Beast versus the Fatal Fluffy. So, Dr. Mindbender had heard stories of mutants. Right? Hang on, hear me out. Hear me out. Dr. Mindbender had heard stories about mutants and wanted to try to replicate one of his own, and they continued to fail. So what he did with the DNA of Magneto began to tamper around with mutant DNA.
Okay.
There was a professor, Hank McCoy, who had, with his own invention, had used a type of nullifier to put his mutant ability under wraps so he could walk around as a human. This
Instead of a blue man.
So Dr. Mindbender and Hank McCoy knew each other through doing their professor works, right? So what he has done is he's taken that technology off of Beast, which created the nullifier that he'd put on Magneto, which is what caused the death of Magneto. Beast coming to confront Dr. Mindbender is faced with the fire-breathing, whip-cracking, laser-blasting Fatal Fluffy. So in this instance, we have a Fatal Fluffy versus Hank McCoy, who's now outed as a mutant, and his nullifier no longer nullifies. And he's pissed off because his technology was used to kill a mutant.
I've seen one of these guys fight 3-story tall purple and blue robots. So I feel like the Fatal Fluffy would be at a slight disadvantage. Is it one Fatal Fluffy?
I will in this instance say that he's going up against one Fatal Fluffy, but the Fatal Fluffy has the fire breathing and all the weaponry that you will see from a Fatal Fluffy. So he's got a laser blaster, a whip, and the ability to breathe fire.
And Beast is fuzzy, fluffy, fiery, flammable. So
Right.
Yeah, but you also got to remember the Fatal Fluffies are pretty
durable,
superhuman strengths as well. They're not like.
We don't give flamethrowers enough credit as to how awful they really are.
Because he'll grab hold of Beast and just go, and he's just nothing.
I say, as smart as he is, I think the Fatal Fluffy might have this one. And I'm not saying that because I'm a G.I. Joe fan. I'm saying this because fuzz burning sends most things, regardless of intelligence, into a fairly irreconcilable panic.
Well, I just think that if you have to dodge laser fire, a whip, and fire breath, you're trying to evade a lot of different situations. And I'm sure that a Sentinel has a similar scenario with blasts and whips and coils and stuff as well. But Sentinels have a pretty good success rate also. But in this instance, it's one Fatal Fluffy. Hank McCoy isn't prepared when he shows up for a Fatal Fluffy. He just thinks he's going up against Dr. Mindbender. So he hasn't planned for it. But he does have prehensile toes, so you just don't know. I think it's got the agility over a Fatal Fluffy, but
once that Fatal Fluffy gets a hold of him, forget it.
Yeah, true. But yeah, he's no slouch.
And don't forget about those horns. It's maul him to death as well.
Yeah, I think that this is closer than people want to admit. I have an idea in mind.
It's an army builder versus a hero character. It's
a Fatal Fluffy, man. Hence the name Fatal. Fluffy.
Ooh, that's
They
good,
call them
Gaz.
fatal. Have you seen them kill anyone? No.
Who's to say they didn't?
Have you seen a
No one lived to tell the
they're
tale.
called fatal
My
fluffies
my fatal Fluffy's up there, and
after
he's killed
3
killed
days of
legions of Joes, man. Legions of green shirts have gone down to this guy.
Hmm.
Sorry, green shirts. I love y'all.
I don't
Alright,
go home.
I'm willing to accept that either possibility can happen. Like Beast could potentially win if he's smart enough, and I think that he is smart enough to be able to get around and get close enough for him to take out a Fatal Fluffy. But I also think the Fatal Fluffy only needs to get one of his 3 weapons of choice to take him down. Yeah, true. We're going to throw Disney dollars at it. So, I don't know. We need to pick a winner. I'm happy with either one in this instance, although I prefer
Fatal
the Beast.
Fluffy. God, I sound like just a Joe guy. I'm just picking Joes over Marvel characters. Fatal Fluffy.
If it was only a gun and a whip, it's Beast. But that flamethrower is a problem.
Yeah.
Flamethrowers are a problem. People like
Does
look at
Beast have a
pyro and
healing
think that's
ability,
a
though?
joke. If I put my hand too close to an oven, I'm like, nonetheless, a dude hurling fire. So I don't know. It's rugged. It's definitely whatever it'll be. Like Beast's gonna lose some fuzz, you know.
Beast will definitely get singed. I think he might have a heightened healing ability, so that might. I don't know how.
I don't
quick
think
it
he
is.
has a healing ability.
Dude,
I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna check it out. This is
all
what
them-
Check it out. Check it out one time. See if he does, and then we'll make a choice. I think for the most part,
he's smart. He's acrobatic. He's freaking strong. He can flip up onto walls and ceilings. And
All right, so he has superhuman strength. He's capable of lifting heavy objects, smashing grip, and his agility and balance, enhanced dexterity, superhuman.
regenerative healing factor. There it is.
No. Well, I'm looking right here. Speed and stamina, superhuman senses, and combat tools. That's it. There's no enhanced factor on this list.
The Beast metabolism enables him to attain a mild to moderate increase much faster than others. Yeah, all right. Yeah, nah, it's not like Wolverine stuff. Most injuries like broken bones can heal within a few days. Yeah, he doesn't have Wolverine.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's burnt bad enough, he'll die from the wounds. It'll be fatal Fluffy.
Like everything else.
So I'm either willing to accept that it is a stalemate, or.
Are you saying for your story? Beast needs to survive.
No, he doesn't need to for the story at all. Either one works.
All right, I'm going with Fatal Fluffy. So let's let the majority go with it.
All right.
If this was a prime, anyway, whatever. Yeah, Fatal Fluffy for me too. The fire is no joke.
All right, Nate, you're the only one saying Beast, so unfortunately, Beast is toast.
Sorry, Beast.
Blue toast.
Sorry, Beast. Oh,
So with rumors,
jeez,
this ain't even fair, man.
Hang on a sec. With rumors of the death of Zartan at the hands of a mutant hits the Dreadnoks. How are you, buddy?
Draws.
The Dreadnoks then go on a rampage and whilst in a bar, go up against the only mutant within eyesight, which is Logan. Now, how do they know he's a mutant? Because he's overheard them talking about stinking muties and how they want to take him out, and all of a sudden he's like,
"My face, bub."
Yeah, exactly. He's outed himself as a mutant. So now we have the X-Men Wolverine versus the Dreadnoks. This doesn't seem fair. Now, what if he has a nullifier on him?
Who?
Wolverine.
How does he have a nullifier?
I saw the second movie. He didn't have powers in the second movie, and he was beating fully trained ninjas.
Even with the nullifier, he still has the adamantium skull on his skull.
Skeleton,
Sorry, skeleton.
He didn't even have it in the second one, and he was ruining fully trained ninjas.
I mean, if he has a nullifier, he's gonna be hurt bad, but he'll get through these guys.
And those hooligans have the strategic expertise of a school of frightened fish. You know, it's just like, we got 7 of us and only 1 of you. What you gonna do, American? And he's gonna ruin them. I'm Canadian, and he'll beat the crap.
He'd have
Wait,
them pretty much, at least half of them dispatched before they even draw a weapon. So.
Is it just the three dreadnought, or are we talking like Monkey Wrench,
I will say that the entire Dreadnought army
Thrasher, so all them
Yep.
guys?
Especially
Hopefully Zanzibar goes down first.
Of them all.
Now, I
But not
Zarana.
Zarana though. She's not in this fight, right?
Okay, we'll keep. I don't have Zarana matched up anywhere, so we can match her up.
All right. No Zarana. We want
No
Zarana to stay
Zarana in this
alive.
instance.
Zarana's in. Gaz has to change his vote because he can't see her die.
Okay, so if there's a nullifier involved, and he hasn't some sort of, or maybe like the Dreadnoughts have a nullifier.
I will
Is it a
explain
rate?
later if a nullifier can be put on him.
Is it a rate or is it like an attached item?
What's that?
Is the nullifier? Is it like a ray gun? Like they shoot a blast of beam
No,
at
it's
him and
like,
it
it's
nullifies
like in
powers?
the cartoons. Well, it can be. It doesn't. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. It could also be
Because
just the collar situation. That
The
happened in
the only way they would win is if they did that, because then his healing factor wouldn't be a factor in this whole fight. And if again, torch. Well, no, it's not a blowtorch, is it? It's a torch, right?
It's a cutting.
So it's not a blowtorch. So I mean, he's gonna
both actually.
yeah, he's gonna take some hits from these guys, and he's not gonna be the same guy. And when the nullifier wears off, if it's a beam, let's just say it's a beam instead of an actual device they have to attach to him, right?
Yep.
When that wears off, he's gonna be 100% again. But how long does it last? And if it lasted that long, I mean, eventually he'll die from his wounds. But when it wears off, he'll just come back to life. So technically,
Well,
it would be
the
Wolverine.
nullifier in this scenario is only a MacGuffin so that we can have a debate about whether or not he could take them on with or without the powers. In this instance, he has his powers, but if someone were to get a nullifier on him, he has adamantium bones, yeah, but without a healing factor, I argue that a chainsaw would make short work of him. Even if it couldn't cut through his bones, but without his healing factor, how long does it take for the adamantium to poison him?
All they gotta do is hit him in the inside of his thigh, bust that nerve open, or hit him in the neck, and he's a goner. But I mean, they gotta get close. They gotta get close enough with him with those adamantium claws. Those weapons aren't gonna last.
He's
that long.
I mean, we have to remember that he's not just a brawler; he's a trained soldier. He knows how to use weapons too. If he happened to get a gun off of one of them, it would be a problem. It could be all 9 or 10, I think, of the subsidiary Dreadnought team plus Team B of the Dreadnought team. If they're fighting him in a bar, he is going to ruin them. Chainsaw.
Yeah, I agree.
Chains, firearms. It's just.
I agree.
Awful.
In X-Men 1, he is knocked out and unconscious for a great period of time after being hit with a tree by Sabretooth, right? And I think that is a much better use of Wolverine's powers than the instantaneous heal that he later became. And I mean heal as in healer, not heal as in bad guy. But I think that he is largely overpowered now. But when I was first reading Wolverine, he could heal, but there was still an opportunity for people to be able to take him out. And that was a real thing that happened back in the days.
I remember like reading Wolverine, and like he would take the abuse, even with the healing factor. It would take him a while to get back to 100%. Right.
Right. So yeah, he also has the all of that experience as well. So I would say that experience goes a long way, but without that healing factor, he is going up against a biker bunch of Dreadnought brutes. Even a hit from Road Pig's Cinderblock would send him into, hurt.
Well, yeah, it's still gonna knock him down.
Assuming he's gonna get hit by
that. Yeah. Because the engagement was them complaining about mutants and him picking a fight. So there's nobody taking anybody by surprise. It's just gonna be. It's gonna start as a brawl.
Well, it also depends. Like you say, it's gonna be a brawl in a bar, right? So we're talking about just
bottles and crap.
We're just talking a biker gang. I always imagine or play the Dreadnoughts as they're like ex-military guys, so they're mercenaries, right? They know
One
how to
of
They're
move.
capable.
One of them's an ex-college professor. Two of them are like car salesmen. I think Zanzibar used to sell insurance. They're not. They're just
Yeah.
a bunch.
Wolverine's
Like,
a teacher at a school. All right, let's
yeah,
just.
but he was also a soldier, all the way from
Yeah.
Civil War all the way to World
Yeah.
War One and
Yeah,
then World
I-
I
War.
mean, he's
I
bred for war. Yeah.
He was
So,
a
yeah.
and he was a
There's-
Plus,
spy and
Zartan was the brains
yeah.
of the Dreadnoks too, so
Yeah.
they're not going to be.
Can
So I mean, they're gonna get their licks in, but Wolverine's gonna walk away from that.
Yeah,
I agree, but let's just also put it out there that we said that agility alone wasn't enough to save Beast from one fatal fluffy. I don't think agility is enough for him to take
Yeah,
out all
but
the
this
Dreadnoks without getting
this
hit.
is like the opposite. This is a fatal fluffy versus a team of like a
He's
team
the
of
best at what he
yeah,
does.
nice.
yeah. He would. I mean, like I said, they're gonna get in there. It's not like he's gonna walk away unscathed, right? But he's gonna leave them decimated. Their Dreadnoks will not exist. Maybe one will still be alive to tell like if it is Zartan still alive that this little 5-foot dude kicked the shit out of us.
Hank McCoy's mentality versus Logan's mentality about life make them very different fighters.
Yeah, that's true. Because he's just
So-
gonna go in berserker mode and he's just gonna destroy them.
Yeah, even without
So
the
for
healing
the-
factor, without the claws, without anything, it's gonna
Yeah.
be rugged for the Dreadnoks. And as Fandom Power podcast said, they're gonna be Dreadnought vacancies. It's like, sorry, Ripple, you can't be in the gang anymore. You don't have no arms. It's just
But this also kind of opens up to like if they're still alive, they can become like marauders. Was it marauders? No,
Oh,
what was that?
true.
What was the team?
Yes.
What was the team that was going after the X-Men back in the Sylvester days? Man, what's his name? Was just talking about this. They had like machine parts. One was like half tank, half
yeah,
human.
that's
Yeah.
the Marauder.
Yeah, they were the Marauders, or they were the Reavers, right? The Reavers, that's it.
Reavers, yeah.
Yeah, the Reavers, and something like that already exists in G.I. Joe anyway, right? With Overlord and stuff, right?
Tornado
So,
claw.
tornado. So yeah, Wolverine, hands down.
Wolverine wins, and in this, it's good to have a debate about powers versus no powers. But in this universe, he is not collared, and he's outed himself as a mutant, and he has decimated the Dreadnoks.
Yeah, a road pig would rough him up if he had powers.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
listen, there's always one thing that people forget. Fighting one guy like Hank versus one fatal fluffy, that's like one-on-one. If you're fighting 10 guys, even though it's 10 of them, even though they're armed, they have to be careful not to hit each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's 10 guys versus one
Maybe
isn't
Monkey
as
Wrench blows
easy
up
at
the
all.
whole place with a
And
grenade.
yeah, and the Dreadnoks aren't gonna like. They're all just gonna pile on him.
Yeah, or they're
They're
gonna
not
try.
gonna. It's not gonna be like honor like one
Yeah,
guy, one on one. It's gonna
Yeah.
be all of them.
piling on a guy who literally has like 6-inch blades on each hand.
And
It's just like
idea.
12 inches. It's this whole
One of these
forearm, right?
Dreadnought.
He has the perfect weapons for close-up combat.
and Roll Pig swinging that
Everyone
cinder
is-
block's probably gonna take out a couple of his own guys as he does it, right?
Yeah, all he has to do is duck.
Poor like Torch is gonna get it in the head and he's gonna be gone.
Okay, so moving on. Now, here's the thing. Now, because Wolverine outed himself as a mutant and decimated a bunch of humans or normies in a bar in an open place, it is all over the news that mutants exist and they are murderous and is taken out. Obviously, it's skewed, right? It was obviously not as black and white as that, but that's how the media are putting it.
I was gonna say something.
Yeah, Logan would make it. You're right. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. So,
On Channel 12 News, in a low down bar, a bunch of local biker gang was fought. Oh wow, here we go.
Oh,
because the Dreadnoks and Zartan were known to be swamp dwellers also, Gambit has decided to go back to his element and check the swamps. And who does he run up against but good old Crocmaster? So now we have Gambit, who has the kinetic energy, versus a man that can control legions of crocodiles. He's a Crocmaster. He doesn't just have one, he's got many. He's got any at his disposal.
So I'm just gonna say, even if Crocmaster was actually Frogmaster, and you had to fight 5 million frogs, you'd still lose. Nonetheless, if they were
a lot
alligators.
of
I
frogs.
love Remy. All right. Channing Tatum is one of my favorite male actors. I don't care what you think. But the reality is, like, even 5 crocodiles, even 5, you gotta run. Okay, so you have 62 cards in a deck, and you bring 63 crocodiles, and yourself, who is armed with a gun and a knife and a bad attitude and a big Bane body. It's just gonna be rugged. Like, I know he's quick and I know all this sort of stuff. And as I said, he's my boy. I'm gonna make a name for myself, and then you're gonna get eaten. You know, it'll be
Well,
terrible.
You say he
could
brings a
charge
deck
a
of he
crocodile.
brings a deck of cards, but he doesn't need those cards. He can charge anything.
Except organic matter, which
Oh, that's
the
true. Okay, yeah.
crocodiles are made of.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can't charge up it. Oh man.
Yeah,
Well,
but you can
those
charge that.
gators,
You can charge that collar around its neck.
True.
Yeah, but he only got 2 hands, so he gonna have to think about it. And 62 crocodiles don't have the mental capacity of 10 dreadnoughts. They're gonna be like running over each other and stuff. It'll be like a horde of awful and teeth and
How
claws.
good is
Plus-
Gambit at getting up trees?
Yeah, plus his agility and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Gambit's got this hands down. There's not. I don't even think it's a fight.
Aren't cards technically organic matter because they're made from paper and paper comes from a tree and a tree is
It's
organic?
dead. It's a dead tree.
So he could blow up a.
So
dead body.
if it's a branch that's like a stick laying on the ground, he can pick that up and charge it up.
and
Because
throw
it's
it
dead.
back.
Yeah,
It's in
so he's in a
It's in the
swamp.
tree. He has like all these leaves. He can just snap off and
Yeah, just
throw.
snap
They're
it.
not dead when you pull them off. When you pull them off, you have
Yeah.
to wait for them to die.
So
and
anything
then-
that's laying around, yeah, you can pick up. But I mean, if it's wet, I mean, no, you can't do that. That's right.
Are
Swamp
they in-
element.
This is an interesting one.
Are they in water? Sorry, are they in?
They're in it. They don't have to be. Gambit.
No,
like
let's put it in the swamp.
It's in the swamp. But have you seen alligators and crocodiles move on land? That is still scary, and I don't think I
Yeah.
could outrun one.
But they can only do that in short bursts. They're ambush predators.
Let's
So
also remember
he's-
that he has.
he's more than 5 meters away from the water's edge.
Nate,
A bunch of crocs
a swamp is
isn't
not
gonna be
somewhere
moving
that you
very
can
quickly.
run well in. You cannot
Let's
run
just
well.
also remember
in a
that
swamp.
he's wearing an overcoat and he's probably got a lot of pockets in this, so that's a lot of deck of cards right there. A lot of cards.
We haven't even
I'm
put
struggling to call this
Crockmaster
one.
in here shooting at him with a gun. You know, there's
Yeah.
just
I
this.
don't think Crockmaster has a gun. He didn't come with a gun, did he?
No, I don't think he has a gun. No.
the classified version came with a firearm. A little.
Are we
Does the
going?
sculpt? Does the sculpt have a pistol attached to his leg? Because I will accept that he has a pistol if the original. Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
here we go, Crockmaster.
I think he
Okay.
might have. I think he's got
So
one.
yeah, he's right. But y'all know he does. He has one on his left leg.
Perfect. Okay, so he does have one.
He has a gun.
I'll give it to you.
And does in Crockmaster's gonna have brutish strength, right? He's gonna be above average strength, right?
Yeah, he
He's a
wrestles
tough guy.
crocodiles.
So
But
what
that
we're
means he's
saying
also
is
gonna
that
be-
by the time Gambit becomes Croc feed, he's completely out of cards, and Crockmaster is now naked, having his clothes charged.
Both die. Both die, and the crocodiles eat everyone.
I think in the
Definitely
end, I think
entertaining.
I think it
I
depends on the depth of the water. If it's like knee-deep water, I don't think Gambit stands a chance. If he can get to like a tree line, he's basically just going to stay away from the crocs until he
Well,
can hit.
he's from
Crockmaster.
he's from what is it?
The
What the hell's
Bayou.
the name of it?
From
Not
Louisiana.
Bayou. Yeah, from Louisiana. He's from what's the city
He's
in Louisiana?
This
No,
is his
whatever.
element.
Yeah,
He's
oh, yeah,
Cajun.
they're both in their element.
Yeah.
What doesn't it?
So
What's
he's
that
not
city
he's
in
not a fish
Louisiana?
out of water here. He's not a croc in water. He is
I live in the States and I don't even know the damn city.
either way,
Oh,
they are
um,
both in their element.
It's
Because he's from
Mardi
he's
Gras. It's the place where Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras, yeah, Mardi Gras. Anybody
And there's so
New
many.
Thank
New Orleans. There you go.
from there? That's where he's from. So Crockmaster would have to be in that vicinity. So let's give a little bit of some water and cityscape for this fight. So that Gambit, I mean, honestly, Gambit's not going to go into the swamp looking for these guys.
But he doesn't know he's gonna find Crockmaster.
What the hell's what's
No,
he
he
doing in the
doesn't know.
swamp? What's he doing?
Well,
He's from a thief
because
guild.
he knows that Zartan and the Dreadnoks have come from there, and he's looking for clues to find out how far back
Okay.
this goes.
All right, all right.
He knows that Zartan may or may not be dead, but he does know definitely that the Dreadnoks are. So it's led him to the swamp to find clues.
Cobra sent Crockmaster to go find out what happened to the Dreadnought.
No.
to see if they got killed.
I think that Crocmaster is just always there.
Oh, because I always imagine he's just in the swamps of Cobra Island.
No, it's Croc
No.
Master, not Alligator Master.
I think
He's like,
that it
"Go-
does extend
go
to
get him."
all,
And the
all
alligator's like,
crocs and gators.
excuse me, I'm not one of your little crocodiles that you can boss around. Thank you very
I have
much.
5 brain cells, not 4.
I'm going to say this. This is what I'm going to say. Right, it's a close fight. Crocmaster almost gets him like in a power hug, but then Gambit just touches that
Just charges his
that,
mask.
charges that belt,
Ooh.
that big eye belt that he has,
Yes.
and boom, splits him in two, and he's dead.
If it's a kill the leader situation. If
Yeah.
Crocmaster eats one card, it's over.
Yeah.
So if Remy is quick enough to jump around we know he's quick as all heck because
Oh yeah.
I think he's actually messed around with Nightcrawler and Spider-Man and been on their level with regards to how fast he goes. So I
Yeah.
feel like it tips slightly in Remy's favor. If he could figure out they're being controlled by one dude and he could do that,
He's
then
a
he
smart
wins.
dude too.
Yeah. Right?
So he can figure that out quick.
He
I
got to
think
well.
it's
This
not
can't
gonna
go
be-
on for 3-4 minutes, right?
No, this is gonna be a quick fight.
So if he can take out Crocmaster quickly, then he still has to. There's still crocodiles there, and that's still dangerous.
Yeah, but they're not as directed, and
Yeah.
like, nobody's
I
behind
think
them.
the fact that we said that Beast couldn't outlast one Fatal Fluffy, but Gambit has a chance against a legion of Crocs, I think that's wild.
You said.
Yeah, but the fatal Fluffy. No,
Flamethrower.
Hans is right because Gambit's he's gonna break down that situation pretty quick. He's gonna realize that these Crocs that he's being attacked by are being controlled by this guy. He's gonna know that because it's gonna be like weird having these crocodiles come out of nowhere and just start attacking him, right? And he's gonna
Crocmaster's senses.
Crocs are solitary
senses in a
ambush
swamp.
predators.
But in the comics, Crocmaster in the swamps has enough knowledge of his environment around him that he can sense small movements in the water. So I don't think there's anywhere Gambit
he's
can
gonna
hide.
be tossing from tree limb to tree limb, man. He ain't gonna be in the water. The crocodiles are trying to kill him. He's gonna be in the trees.
All right, so let's put it to the
Yeah.
vote.
I think Gambit's got it. I think he's going to have to work for it, but I think Gambit wins.
Gambit.
All right, by landslide, Gambit makes it out.
Sorry,
but
sorry,
it is
Zaz.
not easy.
It would be.
It's quick.
This would be like the best fight to watch aside from Logan
Oh, yeah.
fighting the Dreadnoks. Those two,
Yeah.
so far. Nobody likes Hank. He whatever. Magneto is like, I'm a Holocaust survivor, and then he gets beaten up and blown up by Destro, and we're on. Next.
All right, so moving on.
This is bad publicity.
So
Oh,
Man.
sorry.
here's the thing. So Gambit finds out the plans that had happened from Crocmaster somehow. Let's just say that that's what's happened, right? He's found out exactly what's happened, and he has sent that information to the only person that he knows with any sort of legal powers, Matt Murdock. So Matt Murdock now has all of this evidence against Destro, and so Destro sends in his best ninja, and we are talking Storm Shadow. Storm Shadow versus Daredevil, and Daredevil must get to his objective in order to bring out the truth. He has the truth. He must release the truth, and the only person that stands in his way is Storm Shadow.
Well, I don't know too much about Storm Shadow, like he's more lore, but the Daredevil I know has taken down plenty of ninjas. So yeah, my
But
money's
we're
on-
not talking about hand ninjas here. We're talking about Storm Shadow.
Well, I think that in this scenario, Daredevil has the advantage because he is trained in martial arts. Plus, he has the heightened senses. And while Storm Shadow is a very capable ninja, I think that he lacks those heightened senses that Daredevil has, and I think that is the only slight advantage.
I have a. All right, so his main he's an archer, right? That's his main that's his especially as well as being a kick-ass ninja. But he's an archer, so he's going to be trailing Daredevil. He's going to quickly find out that because he's going after Matt Murdock, right? Because
Right.
that's the guy. That's his target is Matt Murdock, not Daredevil.
Exactly.
So he's going to quickly find out that Matt Murdock is Daredevil, right? He's going to find that out because he's going to be shadowing him. Matt Murdock's
Kari's
going to
here.
Matt Murdock's going to realize that he's being followed because he can sense it.
Exactly.
And while he's following me, Storm Shadow's going to quickly find out that this blind guy isn't exactly as blind as he wants you to think he is, that he has heightened abilities. So Storm Shadow's not going to walk into this fight completely blind and totally underestimate Daredevil. He's going to know exactly who Daredevil is for this fight.
I have a difference. And I'm not saying that isn't how it would go, but I have a feeling that Daredevil or Matt Murdock would figure out that he's been followed, change to Daredevil, and confront Storm Shadow as a different person, not as the same person. I don't think that Storm Shadow would know who Daredevil is.
Because he's gonna do a range attack before he goes in. He's gonna try to take him out with the bow.
Bo would he's
Exactly, and that's how he's
gone
gonna.
up
That's
against Bullseye.
that's how he's gonna realize that he's not exactly what he portrays himself to be as a blind person. He's gonna realize that he has these extra height sight. So he's not gonna go into this. Not gonna go into this, but he's gonna know what he's fighting.
All he sees is he lets the arrow go, and the blind guy just suddenly bends down because he dropped his cane.
Weren't they both trained by blind masters though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but isn't Storm Shadow's ninja family like the best ninja in the world? Best assassin, like the longest assassin. So we're talking about we're not talking about the hand here. We're talking about like the ninja assassin, the ultimate in the mystic arts of ninjutsu. It's not just some throwaway guy wearing a red costume with a ninja sword.
Yeah,
this is like the baddest of the baddest, the top ninja, the best of the best.
So
I don't know. I think
Storm Shadow and handy capable adversaries. He picks up one guy who's a mute. Now he's going after the blind.
Hey, listen, he can destroy a tank with a couple of moves, just a couple of touches. We saw it. It's
That's
there.
true.
So there you go.
I'm
I think
gonna
Storm
go.
Shadow.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that I think Daredevil takes this one out, but it's not important either way to me which way we vote. But for my opinion, Daredevil.
Well, it is important because he has the information he's gonna bring to light, right? That Destro's behind all this. So if Storm Shadow kills him, that information doesn't come out.
That is true.
So I think that Storm Shadow beats him, but doesn't kill him because he still has honor, and you can see that this guy's not a bad person, right? Because we got to remember that Storm Shadow's actually not fully invested in Cobra. He's just there to find out who killed his master.
Well, could we, in this instance, then say that it is a stalemate and they both knock each other out into unconsciousness, taking them out of the?
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Rocky 3 freeze frame ending.
Yeah.
I'm good with that because Storm Shadow's playing his angles.
Oh, how about in this instance, they are both knocked out, hospitalized, and life-threatening injuries. Let's do that.
Well, it's not hospitalized. They're just walking away with some injuries.
So, we'll agree that they're both out. They're both out of the running, stalemate, and hurting.
Yeah.
I think my vote is Daredevil personally, but I'm happy to accept that is a draw. Hans, do you disagree?
There you go.
I think that I've seen Daredevil beat Taskmaster I've seen him beat
Yeah.
Bullseye. I've seen him beat a lot of like tough dudes. Even Spider-Man, who's like a really tough dude. So it's really hard for me, as much as I love Storm Shadow. I think the thing is, the nice thing about them is neither of them are stupid. So they'd pretty soon realize that this is pointless, and they'd probably stop fighting. So I think stalemate, yes, but not knocked each other out. I'm sure they'll realize like, oh, wrong guy, or oh, I'm sorry, and a case of mistaken identity, and it'll be over. But if they had no choice but to throw down until one of them went down, I think Daredevil is like a nightmare scenario for Storm Shadow.
Well, the chat is saying Daredevil, so this time I'm going to give it to the chat. A Daredevil comes out, the victor, taking out Storm Shadow in this scenario. So, we
Are we like 50-50, like 50% Marvel, 50%, you know.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think so far.
Yeah, I
All the
agree with
Ninja Troops,
Fandom
like
Power
smoke screens and
podcast.
stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff doesn't work on Daredevil. He's really, you know.
I think
He
that's a
can
good
hair.
point. I'm gonna go against the panel and go with Hans and with the chat. Daredevil takes it. Yeah, but it's Storm Shadow.
Come on.
Moving on to the next one. So there's a rumor that a superpowered person in a red suit just took out Storm Shadow. And so Snake Eyes mistakenly thinks that Spider-Man is the one who took out his brother. And now we have to have Snake Eyes versus Spider-Man.
Easy. Snake Eyes. Fuck Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What?
Same thing.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
No
Spider-Man.
Look at how
way.
mad he got. You saw how mad he got. How fast.
I'm with Hans all the way. Fuck him.
Do you
How?
want me to tell you
Odie.
why?
Snake Eyes would destroy him.
Spody.
Okay, it's the same reason why that Batman says stuff about like Superman. He's like, you know, what did Batman say? It was like, because inherently Clark is a good man. Yeah, Spider-Man is a good man. He would pull his punches, and Snake Eyes would make a mockery of it. The fact that Punisher can do it, Snake Eyes can more than do it.
No.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I
I think
totally agree.
Spider Sense trumps
Spidey
ninja
would
abilities.
win and mock him while he did it.
He would get killed while mocking him. He'd be like, "Oh, a guy in a black suit, haven't fought one of those before again," and then get a ninja star in his toe or something stupid like that.
Because like, all right. With what Hans said, also you're looking at Snake Eyes. He's going to be using ninja weapons. He's also using machine guns. He's also whatever he can make his weapon, because he doesn't hold
bring
back.
his wolf too. It'll be
No shit.
unfortunate.
He's going to throw
Spider-Man
ninja
goes up
stars.
against the Sinister Six.
it's gonna take
You're
Snake
telling me you
Eyes
can't go up against one.
3
He's
months
gonna-
to
he's
comb
gonna-
all
he's-
that web out of his wolf's fur.
He's gonna throw ninja stars at this guy. He's gonna try to evade him, and then he's gonna get hit
because-
with some 9mm rounds.
because no one's thought of throwing stuff at Spider-Man before.
Well, you also gotta. Oh no, and he's gonna decimate. Yeah, right. No, I'm with
Spider-Man
Hans. He's gonna
on-
kill him.
The
Literally,
Daily is dodging bullets.
Yeah, and,
Not fired by Snake Eyes.
Okay.
and he's not catching
Well-
Spidey by surprise. He has his Spidey sense.
All right. Well, let's first of all accept that this would be a killer fight to see.
Spider-Man.
Okay. So
And at the end of the day,
Taskmaster has beaten up Spider-Man.
hmm
And if Taskmaster has beaten up Spider-Man, a dude who's more skilled than Taskmaster can probably beat up Spider-Man. And Snake Eyes doesn't play nice either. The big tipper is always the spider sense. That's trouble for Snake Eyes, but I also think it's one of those things where your biggest weakness is the fact that you are defined by the term hero. Spider-Man doesn't want to kill anybody or hurt anybody, but Snake Eyes has heard that his brother has been hurt by a dude in a red suit. He's going to want to send a message. And that, even though he might not kill Spider-Man, he's going to mess him up really badly. And all the tricks that don't work, that wouldn't work on Daredevil, at least half of them would work on Spider-Man. We're talking about loud noises, like things like sonic weaponry, loud explosives, all those sorts of things. Snake Eyes is not going to be the guy to take hostages and make that a problem, but he will certainly kind of knock out as many senses that Spider-Man has as possible. So I think once again you're dealing with a good man versus a soldier, and I think there's trouble there. So if Spider-Man does win, it would be one of those I stuck him to a wall and now I have to ask him why he's doing this.
Yeah.
But
if he sticks him to a wall, he's not getting out for an hour. He doesn't have a blade sharp enough to cut through webbing.
True. But as I said, if Taskmaster can do it and Taskmaster's beaten Daredevil, it's pretty handy that Snake Eyes could probably beat Spider-Man. That kind of
I think
linky
that's wild, but I don't disagree. I think that it would be closer than most.
If it was like if it was an evil Spider-Man, it would be a different story. But you're dealing with a good guy, and that's a problem for the good guy.
He just put dirt in Snake Eyes' eye.
Yeah, look, I think Spider-Man takes it, and I think Spider-Man takes it pretty easily. But what if it's Iron Spider? What if it's Black Suit Spider-Man?
But that's not the guy you have in the picture. Black Suit Spider-Man is
No,
crazy.
I'm just throwing it out
Or
there.
is
just
it
for
Black
fun.
Suit Spider-Man or is it
he's
Symbiote
evil.
Spider-Man?
That's evil Spider-Man, so he'll win because he don't care. He don't cater.
All right. Well, I think that if Daredevil and Storm Shadow can fight to a stalemate and both walk away, I think that these two would fight to a point where, I mean, one talks too much, one doesn't talk at all. I think if anything, this is the very definition of a stalemate. But I don't know. I'm willing to.
Remember also that if like Hans says his brother got hurt by a guy in a red suit, he's there to send a message. So it means he's not. I don't think Snake Eyes is going to kill him. He's going to hurt him.
Okay.
To send a message, right?
Sure.
And then he's gonna
Moving
fuck
on to
his
the
woman
next
in
one,
front
then
of
we'll
him.
say.
And Spider-Man's is like he doesn't have a healing ability. He's in a healing factor. So if you break his arm, he's screwed.
Beats up Spider-Man and just like hands over a note, just leave my brother alone.
Oh, that's a good point, Pericles. He did. What was it? Fire.
What, he shoot web in his eye?
Who's the fire guy again? Fire Lord. Fire Lord. He survived Silver Surfer.
Who the hell is Fire Lord?
Some guy
He's got
flies
the
around with a
staff with the
staff
fire
that
bits on the
has
end.
flames on either side.
Yeah.
Cheesy ass guy who can't stand
Is
up to
this
Silver Surfer.
Man? No
I
way.
personally
Don't bring
in
this man
in
onto my-
Yeah, but we're not
situation-
talking about Galactus. We're not talking about Firelord. We're talking about Spider-Man versus Snake Eyes. And I don't even think. I mean,
I
like he's gonna have that
wholeheartedly
tingling
believe
sense, but
Spider-Man
it's gonna be like
wins
the
it.
last minute,
mean,
right?
Okay, so let's scale it back a bit in the
Sure.
idea that are we dealing with like comic book Spider-Man, because you said earlier like you dial back Wolverine to like the early appearances of Wolverine, which I like, okay, because right now I think we can all agree in 2026 every single superhero out there is probably 10 times more powerful than they were back in the 90s.
We'll make
Yeah.
this 80s. We're in the 80s/90s where these guys were most popular.
Okay, well then Night Thrasher used to give Spider-Man trouble, Punisher used to give Spider-Man trouble, and if those guys can give Spider-Man trouble and Taskmaster can actually defeat Spider-Man, then yes, he's right. Snake Eyes is the Wolverine of the Joes for sure. But in this case, I
don't
also
know.
think
Spider-Man can take on Carnage. Spider-Man can take on Hulk and live.
Yeah, but he doesn't pull his punches with either of those guys. He'd be pulling his punches for a normal dude. He doesn't want to kill him. He's just like, who are you? Why are you doing this? Why are you dressing in black? Why do bad guys always dress in black? Why you carry swords? Ooh, that's edgy. And he'd be talking crap,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Superman. Superman pulls all his punches, right? It's like an episode of Justice League Unlimited where he's fighting dark side, and he's like, finally, I don't have to pull my punches. I have to walk around like I'm walking on tissue paper. I can actually hit you and not worry about killing you. He's going to be worried about killing because he, like Elon said, he doesn't want to kill anybody. He's just he's just a hero. He's a good guy.
All right, final vote.
Snake Eyes.
Hans, Snake Eyes,
Snake Eyes.
Gaz, Snake Eyes, Nate.
Bodie.
Yeah, I go with Spidey too, but in this instance, I'm outvoted. My vote doesn't count. It's 2-1. Hans and Gaz versus Nate. So
We
Snake
sound
Eyes
like
takes
the
it.
worst fanboys, guys. We sound like the worst.
No way that
Yeah, I
Spider-Man
think-
could beat Snake Eyes. No
Spider-Man
way.
will kill
Oh,
the Snake Eyes.
no way.
I want to go wear
Hey,
my Snake Eyes
You
pajamas.
guys sound exactly the same about Snake Eyes. I think we're even there.
Yeah. All right, moving on. So, Psylocke versus Jinx.
Oh,
Same
boy.
scenario.
Penis wins.
What's that? Who wins?
Said my penis wins.
Ah, hilarious.
Oh man. Oh. Mm.
All right, so I'm just gonna go right out there. The ability to read minds immediately tips every scale. So without even much thought, you have two ninjas, both say even equal skills. Psylocke doesn't even need to use her her telekinetic blades, but she can
Blasphemy.
read minds, and that is a serious problem.
Mhm. I'm sorry, Steve from Joburg, but Psylocke definitely on this fight.
Oh,
She doesn't need even a weapon. She doesn't even like read mind, and if she needs to, a weapon, she doesn't have to pick up a ninja sword. She can just use her.
granted, recently in the comics, Elektra beat up Psylocke, but I think that was some of the worst writing I've seen in my life. So I'll just go along and say the ability to read minds gives Psylocke a
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but isn't this
And
not the
I
same
agree.
Psylocke,
I
right?
agree with Fandom Podcast. I don't even like Psylocke. That's not true.
What?
I don't
What is
like her
wrong
as
with you
much
guys?
as other people. And if I
Is
do,
this
like it for different
we're
reasons.
talking about the '90s Psylocke because this is the '90s Psylocke. I don't think it's the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
Psylocke now, is it?
No,
She's not still
so
like
we're in
this,
the,
right?
we're in the 80s/90s.
Yeah.
She can survive a fight in her. I think she was in her British form, and she survived a fight with Sabretooth.
Yeah, she
She can
did.
survive a fight. She can survive a cold in that outfit. That already tips the scale ridiculously. Yeah, I agree. One and toys. It'd be fun to watch. You're just watching these
Yeah.
two girls, and you're like, "She's in trouble. We should help." Shut up. We're busy.
Yeah. All right. So what if Psylocke was nullified? Does that tip it into Jinx territory, or does
I
Psylocke
think she's
still
still still a good ninja, isn't she? She's still
Yeah.
a top-notch ninja.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So then Jinx can fight blindfolded. So if she manages to get her, if Psylocke's powers are nullified and it's a dark room, Jinx, because we've seen Jinx get the better of Pythona, who I think is at least Psylocke's equal. So, damn, why are you gonna make this hard? I think once again you had to go with all the ninja tricks, right? So if Jinx uses the same ninja tricks as other people and Psylocke is nullified, then yeah, I guess it's Jinx. But who's a better ninja? Because Psylocke also knows ninja tricks. Hang on.
No, because that version of Psylocke was a ninja that they mind transferred Psylocke's mind into that body to make the perfect assassin.
Yes.
That's what she
Psylocke
is.
Can Psylocke fight blind?
Because she's like that's I forget what her name is, like Kawana or something like that. That's the name of that.
Yeah.
That's the name of that. Because Kawana had Psylocke's body, but
I think
Kawana
Psylocke
was
actually did lose her eyesight at one point too.
yeah.
Psylocke can fight blind too.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Psylocke.
Well, Psylocke takes it.
Psylocke takes it.
Either one could crush my head like a
Oh
watermelon.
gosh, yes, Ronnie knows what's up. Entertain the
Hans.
male readers.
It's a Jello pool fight between Jinx and Psylocke. Yeah, let's go.
Sorry,
I'm gonna
sorry,
throw
Nate,
I'm
what
thinking-
were you saying, buddy?
Keep it for myself. Anyway,
Nate, what were you up to?
I just said either one could crush my head like a watermelon and I'd die happy.
So the winner is us.
yes,
I'd like to see. I would like to see Jim Lee draw Jinx.
I would
Yeah,
like
actually,
to
that
see
would be
Jim
pretty
Lee.
cool.
Period.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan, bro. But anyway,
Oh.
but yeah, Psylocke.
All right,
for
so
me.
this is another win for Mutant Kind. Moving on to the next one.
What are we edging out? What are we edging like? What are we edging out on this? On
Stop
G.I.
saying
Joe
Ed
versus
with
Marvel.
women involved.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Ooh,
not sure. We'll have to go back and tally it up. Okay, so what's happened now is that a new entity has entered the fight. Right, so it's no longer just normies versus mutants. Now all of a sudden, there's this whole new group coming out of the woodwork, taking advantage of this infighting that's happening with humankind and mutant kind, and they've stepped out into the world. And so Pythona goes up against Elektra in this battle.
Hans,
so
you want to start off?
No
If she's
spores.
coming, she's coming with all the face huggers and the ninja stars and all that crap that she usually comes with.
I
weaponry.
will let her. She can have all the abilities that she had at the beginning of G.I.Joe the movie. So I guess she has spores. She's got those snake things that can cut through metal. So she's got all. I'll give her
And the
all of those
acid
things.
claws and all that crap.
Yeah, the claws.
Elektra beat up Psylocke.
She also got gutted by Bullseye.
Fair.
I look at like I like Elektra. I like the ninja. I like the whole idea of her, but I don't. To be honest with you, like we're talking, Pythona is like a different scale. That is beyond like mutant.
Yeah, I think
That's beyond mutant. She would wreck Elektra before she even knew what happened.
I think the arsenal of weaponry, because Elektra had never faced it before, would take her completely by surprise.
Yeah, she face hugger, and then her heart would get like just melted by that acid.
I don't know. I think that face hugger thing, which seems to be her go-to move, in addition to me finding that terrifying via asphyxiation, like that in itself. And also she's a skilled combatant, acid claws, quick as all
Did
hell.
she have the face hugger thing though? I don't think she did.
Yeah, she pulled like two of them out and threw them at Crimson Guards.
Oh, true. Yes. No, you're
Yeah,
right.
Crimson
You're right.
Crimson Guard Gazz was like, yes, I made it to Crimson Guard. First mission was to go against Python and dies.
I think
But I don't think.
if they fight once, if they only fight once, Pythona wins. But if they fight again, Elektra will be kind of ready for trickery.
Yeah.
But
I don't think
initial conflict.
I think Pythona's
so
going
what
to give
have
her
you-
a second chance.
Mind you, I'm sure that it doesn't matter that it's something she hasn't encountered before. I'm sure that someone has thrown something at Elektra's face before.
Yeah, but
Just
not
because
out of,
she
I told
face
you
hugger,
good there.
she is more than capable of raising her sigh. And
plus
protecting
we're
her
also
face.
talking about Pythona. She's not exactly, she's like kind of like Wolverine. She's been around for a long time, and
True.
she's seen military action. I mean, she's like their version of a ninja assassin, right? So I'm telling
She
you.
went
that.
toe to toe
I
with Jinx,
don't-
and whilst
I don't really
Jinx-
know enough about this to make a decision, so I will refer to you guys' wisdom.
I'm just going by what I saw in the beginning of G.I.Joe the movie. That's all I'm going by.
I prefer Elektra in general. Pythona scares me, and women who shave their heads like that also tend to terrify me. But I think this case, Pythona wins because that surprise aspect of a biotechnical kind of stuff, that's a problem. That always is scary. And I
what
think
if Elektra is a scroll?
a what?
What if she's a scroll at this point?
That
Does a
then she
scroll-
gets killed even more because
Yeah.
Yeah. You also got to take into effect that, like, she's basically wearing that like bio armor, right? That
Sure.
protects her too. I don't know. I don't know the extent of like what kind of damage it can take from the size of whatever weapons that she's using.
Elektra is
Look,
definitely
all I
also
know is
wearing.
that she could go toe to toe with Jinx. Jinx got the upper hand and was able to put her down. But does then Elektra have that same or more capability than Jinx does?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think Elektra can beat Jinx.
I think Psylocke is more experienced. I'd have to go look that up. I'd have to go look up how long Elektra trained. Because like Psylocke had a rough start because she's like two persons integrated into another person. So she had twice the education, which is kind of why she beat Jinx. Jinx and Elektra probably had maybe the same amount of education, but I think Elektra's a little bit older, so maybe she has more experience. And once again, you rely on this kind of thing of Jinx actually being a nice person as opposed to Electro being a bad guy to kind of start with. This fight, Electro is a bad guy. Pythona is also a bad guy. Which one is worse? And I think
she's
Pythona is generally worse.
millennia's worth of badness.
Yeah, millennia's worth of awful.
Yeah,
coupled with a horrific arsenal of awful. And
I think Elektra can go toe to toe with Daredevil, and I just don't think that blind Daredevil and blind Jinx. I think Daredevil could take Jinx. So if Daredevil can take Jinx, Elektra can go toe to toe with Daredevil.
Pythona I think Pythona would. She would take Daredevil.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Some of the weaponry
she
she has is going to throw his senses out of whack. That's all you got to do is throw his senses out of whack, and it's like Spider-Man. You just gong a gong, and he's like screwed up. His echo vibration, whatever, is going to be gone. Right.
So other than again the fans winning this fight, who we're edging it, Hans.
It's Pythona.
We're giving it to Pythona. All right. So there's a new player in the mix. Not human, not mutant, something else. And now there's war on the streets.
No, hold on. Why is Punisher would be on the side of like the Joes, wouldn't he?
Well,
because he would be against. Against
let's say the setup.
Yeah, say the setup.
All we know is that a group of ninjas or face-covered beings like Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes have come along and have taken out Daredevil and Spider-Man. I just know that the Punisher now is, and as messed up as the Punisher is, he's going to see his compatriots and Elektra get taken out. I think that he's hitting the streets and he's firing first and asking questions later. Both of these characters have been played by the same person in movies before, so I thought this would be a great mashup together. But I think that
rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys read Civil War, right?
Yeah.
You read that? Do you remember when they were drawing their sides, and was it Spider-Man got beat up, got seriously hurt? Frank brought him back.
Yeah.
And they pretty much just said to Frank, "We don't need you."
Not quite.
Well, something along the lines like
Cap wasn't happy with his way of working.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure if Frank's on his own side. He's not on the side of he's not on the side of mutants or the heroes.
He's on the side of Daredevil and Spider-Man at least, and Daredevil and Elektra.
He showed up first trying to kill Spider-Man.
Yeah, but this is after that. This is when he's part of that whole street level crew.
I'm thinking the
80s/90s is definitely more a vigilante than he is a straight up bad guy.
All right.
But I think in this instance, Firefly. So what's that, Nate?
So he's your friendly neighborhood Punisher.
Exactly.
So how do you view Firefly though? How do you view Firefly? Because he's sort of like a commando, right? He's a mercenary for hire. His expertise is explosives, but he's also got commando abilities. He's trained commando, right?
Yeah, but Frank Castle was in the Vietnam War.
Well, that doesn't make that. That's just giving that 80 vigilante thing going on where they're almost unstoppable, right? But I mean, he's just a standard military grunt guy with big machine guns. We're talking a guy.
The Punisher is very capable.
Well, what is the Punisher like? What's his background in the military? Realistically,
he was a Marine. Punisher fought in Korea and he also fought in Vietnam. And he after that he worked, I think with the FBI undercover. And that's what got his family ultimately killed.
I'm just looking at his military training because we're looking at a guy that's pretty much trained as I don't know the extent of his commando. I always kind of see him as Cobra's version of minus the original Snake Eyes idea, not what version 2 when he becomes a ninja, but that original Snake Eyes where he's a commando. Right, because he's just his commando. That means he's training commando abilities, right? So he's an expert at war, and that's what he is. But he's just a mercenary, right? Because that's what Firefly is.
Was it you, Gazz, that said earlier in this stream that the Punisher could take out Spider-Man? If that
was Hans.
There's no way then that the Punisher couldn't take out Firefly.
I don't know why we're talking about this. Punisher would absolutely Shrek Firefly. It would.
Yeah, that's
it
why
would
I'm
be-
getting to that anyway. Yeah,
It would
I
be
agree.
the worst whooping
How are you,
that you've
Jimbo?
ever seen.
I'm just trying to see like I want to know what Punisher's like military background is.
He's a Marine.
That's it. Yeah, U.S. Marine Corps, Corp Force. Oh, he's a reconnaissance. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, so
He's a LARP.
He's master.
Long
He's
range
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's master at hand-to-hand combat and martial arts, so he knows that stuff. Infantry training, very special operations training. So he's sort of a commando.
he's no joke.
Yeah, and he's got a high threshold for pain.
I
Yeah,
was
So,
going to say
yeah.
that. He definitely does have that.
And
Firefly's
no
a
one.
mercenary that is motivated by dollars. Frank, on the other
Mhm.
hand, is a ticking time bomb who walks around with a
Yeah.
death wish. He wakes up ready to meet his maker. And I think Firefly definitely doesn't want to die. He wants to live long enough to spend the money he's earning.
Yeah. So the minute he realizes that Frank's just like, he doesn't give a crap what's in his way. He's just like, if he's hiding behind a bus, Frank's gonna destroy the bus to get to him.
Yep.
Right. So I think this is like, if Frank doesn't kill him, we're not gonna see Firefly again because he's gone. He won't come back.
Yeah. Firefly, yeah, he's not. I like Firefly. Don't get me wrong, but
That's my first joke.
Yeah, I think the Punisher just has it. And how cool does the Punisher's look? I'm not saying that it goes by the look.
You guys, have you seen? Oh, not to get off topic. Have you seen the Rivals action figure for Punisher?
it's
No.
dope.
Oh my god, it's mad.
so dope.
I want to get it, but it's like $34.
Yes, I think
great
Frank's got
look.
it too, Jim.
He's a thick boy.
Yeah, sure. I'll
But
pull
the
it
only
up.
reason it stopped me from getting it is because he can't hold his guns properly. Anybody who
Yeah.
can't hold the gun, that lost me. But
I think that this was many people's stand in Ninja 2, and then they decided to flip it in the comic books and go, guess what? He is a ninja. He was all along. Let's put him in green.
No, Firefly? I want to say he's a ninja because he's wearing a balaclava. That's the reason why. He's got a balaclava. He's got to be a ninja. No, he's just wearing a face mask,
So what
he doesn't
about
have
Beachhead?
goggles
Is he a
on.
Ninja 2?
right?
Yeah,
I mean, he's got
it.
grenades and dynamite on him. No ninja carries that. Well, actually, Snake Eyes carries, isn't it, right?
Yeah, he's,
Doesn't he
yeah,
have
but I think
dynamite on?
Snake Eyes was a better commando than he was a ninja.
No,
I
just
like
like that, he has a
commandos.
ninja aspect, but he's not fully a ninja. The fact that like he has like guns and stuff, right? So he's like that fight between in what is it, the second G.I. Joe movie? That fight in the Himalayas between him and that hallway where he's throwing the ninja stars and he shoots them out of it. That was cool. But that just explains like
cool.
what Snake Eyes is. He's a ninja, but he's gonna use whatever weapons he can grab. He's not gonna traditionally ninja, right?
All right, so Nate, you're going for Punisher 2?
Yeah, I don't really know much about Firefly, but I got faith in my boy Frank.
I mean, he's standing there with two M60s in his hand, just going nuts.
Let's see,
Screw
Frank.
Rambo. Look at Punisher. Oh, come
So
on
now,
now.
hear
now
me
we get
out.
Joe's.
So now that there's killing in the streets, mutants versus humans, there is a meeting between two leaders, Duke and Cyclops.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to imagine that this conversation starts off fine before it leads into territory of ass whooping, but let's just say that in this instance, Cyclops is not using his abilities and they're just scraping hand to hand.
Just a fist fight, fisticuffs.
Yep.
Also remember, because this is the '90s Cyclops. So this is a Boy Scout Cyclops. This is the mutant Captain America, right? Minus the superhuman strength. That's what he is. He is not hot tempered. He doesn't lose his cool. You know what I mean? But this is before he turns bad guy, right? Right? Because he's always on Logan about.
Look at that.
Yeah, and his redheads. Yeah, they both like redheads. Yeah.
True.
I think in a mano-a-mano fight without powers, I think Duke can beat Cyclops in fist to fist.
Duke could take out Cyclops fist to
Yeah,
fist.
because
is what
he's
you're
a
saying?
trained soldier. He's the man.
Yeah, but Cyclops is also a trained fighter. Like
He's trained fighter by Xavier.
yeah,
He's
but,
been
like, I would
training
argue
since
that
Xavier. This guy's
superhuman
a hands-on soldier. This guy's a soldier. He's been trained by like the best in the world.
But Cyclops
Yeah.
trains in daily simulations against
Largo.
superhuman like to fight against superhuman threats of
But he's not superhuman. The only superhuman thing about Cyclops is that he has the optic rays.
yeah,
Other
he's the
he's a normal
superhuman,
guy.
but he's trained to fight against superhuman.
With his optic blasts.
And
I think with the ability of using his optic blast, I think that he could take out Duke no problem.
No, I don't think so.
absolutely, but
What?
I don't
You're
think
telling
so.
me that Duke could outmaneuver Cyclops? All
Yes,
he has to
I
do
think
is
so.
look at him.
Hand to hand fighting. I think the upper edge goes to Duke.
how,
But I
how
think
does
after-
that
I,
work?
Gaz,
Well, I happen to
agree.
be carrying
I
my
agree, hand-to-hand
shaping mirror.
combat.
Oh my God! Stop with that, right? Because like, all right, because look, you got to look at it this way, right? Cyclops, if Duke hits and knocks that visor off his head, Cyclops is not going to open his eyes because he's not going to want to do that damage. Because he's a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's a hero, and he's not
Right.
looking to kill anybody.
Hey,
Right?
have you
But
ever
he can.
tried?
Yeah,
Have you ever tried to keep your eyes shut while you're doing something? It's very hard.
true.
Well,
just 'cause he
I'm
doesn't
just saying,
want to, he really doesn't
and
wanna look
Cyclops
at
is
it.
and
Doesn't mean that he
Cyclops'
won't.
downfall. Cyclops' downfall is when his goggles always fall off. Duke's gonna take him in, man. I'll die on that hill. I'm sorry, Duke.
Okay, but you're
So-
telling me though that if Cyclops is using his optic blast, that Duke would still win.
Well, that wouldn't be fair. If you just said that he's not going to use his powers. It's going to be mine
Right.
on mine.
I'm just saying though, hypothetically, if he's going to use his powers, does Duke still win it, or does Cyclops?
If he can dodge the blast, yeah.
I honestly don't
That's
know
right.
who would be.
But
who
he's not
would be
trying to
better
kill
at
though, right?
fisticuffs. Like
He's not going to try to kill him. Thank you, Largo.
neither of them
Thank
is
you,
going to try
Largo.
and kill each other. So
Duke
it's
couldn't
just a
even
matter of who
dodge
do you
a-
think is better in a fist fight.
Duke is. This is the reason why he's the field leader of G.I. Joe,
Where does
because
this
he's the
come from
fucking
that
man.
like all soldiers are trained to punch on. Where does this come from? That's not even part of the training for the most part.
So
Most training is point and click and try not to panic. That's it.
Duke
if
can't
you-
even dodge a snake, so I don't know how he's going to dodge an
Oh,
optic blast.
stop.
Without the use,
Stop.
without the use of an optic blast, I think that it is closer than you give it credit for. I think that with, like it mentioned in the comments, his abilities to train in the danger room would be as effective as Duke's
Trained in
military training.
conflicts.
I think
I'm not even saying that I think Cyclops necessarily would win. I just can't see how any of us could actually say who's going to be
True.
better in a fist fight.
He can dodge an optic blast.
I think one thing we need to really look at is Cyclops didn't train. The danger room was the least of the things he trained with. His sparring partners were Psylocke, Wolverine, the other super combative X-Men, right? So if we look at the styles that Cyclops actually trained in, it's Aikido and Judo, highly defensive forms, because his attackers were incredibly offensive fighters. If we look at Duke's fighting styles, he uses Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Sambo, Judo. He's a professional wrestler, boxer, and he, of course, has MACP, which is the U.S. Marine Corps fighting style. But he would have never trained to fight against someone who's so ridiculously powerful as Wolverine and Psylocke and all the other X-Men. So without the use of the optic blast, I think that fight goes down very similarly to the way that Mystique and Zartan go. It's very luck oriented, and who pulls the trigger first? Who decides that they're getting frustrated enough to either pull a gun or hit the other one with the optic blast? So
And they've both got plenty of pouches and pockets for pocket sand. So
for all that stuff, right? So I think while I'm a Duke fanboy, but I'm also a Cyclops fanboy too. But I do understand that fight would go, even in the 80s and 90s, Cyclops would be a very rough thing if it's only hand to hand. Because, as I said, fighting Logan and fighting Psylocke and fighting all the other X-Men, Remy and the rest of them in sparring, it's no joke. Those guys don't play nice, especially since Logan is like, if I kill you by accident, I can get your woman, you know? And so it's just, gotta be careful.
Let's also look at the fact that, like, during this fight, they're gonna realize that
That's great.
They're gonna
Look, I
realize
think-
that they're technically on the same side because they're both gonna be against Destro and Cobra.
Right. So in this instance, right, they've come together to meet as leaders, right? They get into a punch up. They're not going to shoot each other, and they're not going to optic blast each other. They're just getting a little bit heated, right? In this scenario. So I think while Cyclops is pretty jacked, I think at the end, I think that they would just both be pretty bruised, but I don't think one necessarily overpowers the other. It'd be like a brawl, and each one would be pretty bloody sore.
And then beers after.
Well, I will say this: that neither one is gonna back down, and I don't think I can't see which one's gonna lose their head.
Yeah, I think
both of them are pretty level-headed.
Both of their respective redheads would have to like step in and just say, "What
Right,
the hell are you doing?"
Right?
You know?
Well, let me tell you, somebody does step in, and the person that steps in is General Hawk, and he tells Duke and Cyclops a story about back when he was in the early days of his war, and he had a hand-to-hand fight with Nick Fury before he was part of Shield, and Shield's now getting involved too. So Nick Fury walks in, and he also regales them with the story of when Hawk and Sergeant Fury went hand to hand in I don't know, Vietnam for fun. Let's just say.
Probably.
So
It's World War II for those monkeys.
Yeah.
oh, true. World War II.
And
So-
Vietnam. But
Yeah,
more as
Vietnam.
officers than grunts.
So in World War II, Korea and Vietnam.
Yeah.
Here's something. G.I. Joe was put together by Larry Hama because he wanted to do Sergeant Fury, right? He wanted to put Nick Fury in.
I think it's Fury Force, wasn't it? Isn't that
Yeah,
called Fury
Fury
Force?
But we're getting Fury Force. If you went
Yes,
to
we
Joe,
are.
seen the figures.
Oh, nice.
I don't think this
So,
is
in
even
this-
a fight.
You don't think so?
These
No.
guys wouldn't fight. These
No,
guys
because
are
they're-
way too
they're-
level-headed.
Because all right, so logically breaking
Here's
it
the
down.
scenario.
Okay, go ahead.
So they're talking about a fight that they did years ago, and it was, let's say, a boxing match that they put together whilst in the barracks. Fisticuffs. They come into fisticuffs, not to kill each other.
Shut up, you
but-
dukes. It's time for pugilism.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. So let's say it's young Hawk versus this very Nick Fury right here. So
So we're doing a
blonde Hawk-
flashback.
It's a flashback.
Okay.
They've broken up the fight. They've broken up the fight with Duke and Cyclops, both current day Hawk and current day Nick Fury from Shield, and they talked to them about a time that they got together and had a punch up in a boxing match back in WW2. So
First of
how
all-
did that fight go?
So first of all, I just want to say that if this was a movie, I'd watch it. And
Yeah.
then second of all, I'd watch this movie to death. The whole thing from the start to now. Fury takes it. Fury
Yeah.
takes it by quite a long shot because
Yeah.
even back in, if you've read the comic for Fury when he was like a sergeant, all the way up to when Jim Steranko was drawing him.
Yeah.
He
was like
was
the super
he was not an easy guy with regards to close combat. Hawk was always a better general because he was more forthcoming with his men. Recently, they've been writing him as a little more secretive, but he was a way better leader. But for sure, put on your Cyclops. But
So,
I think if
what's
it's a
interesting-
boxing match,
Yeah.
definitely Fury takes it.
I agree.
But I think Hawk has just the right amount of what's the word I'm looking for? Mental fortitude that he would be able to.
What
go a
Hawk
few
is,
rounds.
what Hawk is that I appreciate, and they've always written him like this, is Hawk knows when to call it quits. Fury would go to the point where it's no longer a boxing match, but Hawk would go to the point where he's like, well, all right, you hit me, I'm down, congratulations, you've won. Because he was always really cool under pressure. The only time he ever got upset was when his men were behaving stupidly. But in a boxing match, he would let Fury take the win because he knows going to the death wouldn't make any sense. So with regards to being a better leader, Hawk for sure, but a better boxer, that's Fury.
Yeah, Fury has a few. He makes a
Things
few
wrong with
questionable
him.
choices later on. And so I chose these two images purposely. So for Hawk, I purposely chose the older Hawk because I feel like he's a little bit more gruff than his early appearance blonde Hawk. However, I thought the opposite was true for Nick Fury. I thought that his Shield days he looked younger and less capable than his Howling Commando days.
Well,
There's
he can afford
there's an
moisturizer.
image. There's
Shield.
an image I have of like of Nick Fury that's always in my mind when you ever bring up Nick Fury or talk about Nick Fury. It's a shot that Jim Lee drew. I think they were going into. It was like that first that redo of X-Men that he did. Right, there's a shot of him sitting on like a helicopter or transport. He's all geared up. He's got the shield outfit on. He's got like an M60 hanging off his back. Stogie, gray hair and stuff. That's the way I picture him, and he's just rough and a guy that everybody looks up. Even like the X-Men look at and they go, "This guy's serious." And whenever he talks, you listen because he knows what he's doing, right? And that's how I think of Nick Fury. He's that line. He's just a regular guy. He's trained military combat and all that stuff, but he's that guy that's got respect from everybody. And Duke's gonna. I mean, Hawk respects him, and he's gonna respect Hawk, right? So I think out of that fight, that's where that mutual respect came from in that boxing match.
I feel
that's how I see it too.
Nick, from the little I know of Nick Fury, that he would not care too much about rules of engagement, though. So he would get like even if they had agreed to do this boxing match, I think once Fury gets his blood up, he will do something that's not strictly with the rules. He'll do something that's a little bit against the rules, against expectations.
I agree with that statement, like for that Nick Fury, but like the older Nick Fury, no, because he's more like he's leading Shield, he's the Hawk basically. He's level-headed.
He would make more questionable choices than Hawk would.
Yes, he would.
He would make more questionable choices for Shield than Hawk would for G.I. Joe.
Very true, but he's still more level-headed.
So now the military are getting involved, and where G.I. Joe want to take sides with mutant kind, they feel like they need to be protected. The government are like, well, we should round them up and question them. Basically a whole mess is happening as we speak, and Captain America now must go up against Sergeant Slaughter during this disagreement. Now hang on. Let me just.
Oh, here we go.
Before we do any of that, let me just say, Sergeant Slaughter has knocked out on several occasions giant monsters while on Cobra La. He's taken on Nemesis Enforcer. He has whilst in the past, and they've both been to the past, but while time traveling, Sergeant Slaughter had to pretend he was Heracles and perform tasks that only someone of superhuman strength could do.
He can punch bats with his bare hands.
He went against, he destroyed an army of bats. He can take on 100 Cobras and send them on the run. I don't think that this is necessarily Super Soldier is going to take out Sarge with one punch. I think Sarge has some hidden abilities here that to almost superhuman proportions.
I think.
Yeah, it turns out that didn't actually take a Captain America didn't actually take a super soldier serum. He just went to Sarge's boot camp.
Just keep in mind that that Cap is the reason why you have the Hulk, because Banner tried to replicate that serum by using Gamma, and he created the Hulk by accident. So they have one of the strongest characters in the MCU is the Hulk, and the only reason why he's around is because they were trying to replicate what they did to Captain America. Right? And he's got the agility, the strength, and he's damn strong. He's got that fucking shield.
I think cartoon Sergeant Slaughter is as strong as Captain America. And I think he has proven it time and time again in the cartoons.
I think that strength is definitely, according to what you have defined by the cartoon, tipped in Sergeant Slaughter's favor. But more often than not, fights are won by the faster fighter. And I think that Cap has a lot of that speed that Sergeant Slaughter may not have. It's one of those situations where if Cap gets grabbed, it's a problem. But in the time between getting grabbed and basically having the freedom of movement, it's really in Cap's favor. Also, we have to weigh weapons against each other. But shield is no joke. The swagger stick is not really much. If we were to introduce like the triple T, it becomes a different story. So we have to kind of look at that sort of thing. If we just put the shield down and go toe to toe, it's once again the faster fighter. I think it's Cap. If we include the shield, it tips even more in the direction of Cap. But certainly, if Sergeant Slaughter grabs Captain America and German suplex him or something, it becomes an issue. So I think
Sergeant Slaughter has thrown his campaign cover with as much skill as Cap can throw his mighty shield.
I would rather get hit with a campaign cover than get hit with that shield.
I'm just gonna say this. On our Google, our favorite thing yet. Reflexes and processing processes visual cues fast enough to dodge close range gunfire. That's Captain America.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if he can do that, Slaughter's gonna throw a punch. He's gonna dodge that easy.
There's a lot of speed. Speed is a big
speed's a big thing in this fight, and I think Captain America. I think Captain America. But I don't. But the thing is, I don't see Sarge and Cap ever fighting.
Yeah.
Because everything that Sarge stands for is right there.
Yeah,
it's right there.
Up on those stories, you know.
Yeah.
You'd think that they'd be about to punch on, but then they'd be like, "You son of a bitch!"
No.
Yeah, look, I also think that there would be it'd be a tough fight for sure, but it would be even tougher to think of a reason why they would need to fight. But I agree.
Has gone Iraqi sympathizer.
Yeah, but that wasn't G.I. Joe. However, I will say that while I do think that Cap would have the strength advantage and the speed advantage, I think that if you seriously go back, and we can only really talk about, he's not really in the comics that much, and we can only really go by the cartoon to go with what he's able to achieve. And I think that he has done many things that no regular human being could do. He was written as a superhuman strength individual, and he literally saves the day. On his first appearance, saves the day. I'm not saying necessarily that makes him stronger than Captain America, but it is not by any stretch of the imagination a landslide Cap win. I think that it would be very close. Yeah, there might be a difference of opinion there.
As I said, if Sarge grabs Cap, it's a big problem. But until then, it's Cap's game.
I think Cap would wear Sarge down.
Well, let's not forget that Sarge also beat Nemesis Enforcer.
Right.
In that knockdown drag-out fight they had in Cobra Law. And I think that I'm looking up Nemesis Enforcer's strength and abilities, and really he just has superhuman strength, but it doesn't say anything other than he easily overpowers human combatants and pries open heavy doors. That's the extent of his strength, but I'm assuming it's a lot of things. I think he picked up cars too, right? He has the arm blades and durability.
We don't know that he's not worthy. He might be.
So, but I think that Captain America could also beat Nemesis Enforcer as well. So I just think it's a fight that I wouldn't know why they were fighting other than the fact that they just two tough guys in a room, but Cap is gonna try to talk Sarge out of fighting, right? Because you're gonna be like, we're both on the same side. You're a Marine Corps. I'm Captain.
You don't want to do
America.
this, soldier.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, at first, Sarge is probably gonna go into it, but then he's gonna be like, I got to do this, and then they're gonna end up talking it out.
I just think that Shield brings Sarge in to keep all the Avengers and stuff in shape. To do a boot camp. and Captain America's kind of showing everyone up, and so he's like, "All right, you think you're so good?
Well, here's the thought. Here's the thought, though. Here's the
Hulk don't
thought.
want to run more laps.
Does Sarge able to lift the hammer of Thor?
I don't think that is. I don't think that matters either way. I think.
You think he can?
I think that's. My opinion. Do I think that he's worthy enough to lift Mjolnir? I think that Sarge can do no wrong, and that he can do anything he wants to do.
I love it.
Can Thor lift Sarge's itty bitty ditty bag?
Yeah.
I think also that we need to remember that even in just G.I. Joe the movie, he's pushing over big metal objects to get rid of those vipers that are in the way, right? Put down his gun, he's just like, knocks over this big metal pillar.
Captain America's it says that he's able to lift like 800 pounds easily.
Sarge is no joke. He's
no joke.
As I said, it all comes down to speed.
He took on all the G.I. Joes in a training simulation.
I can't,
come on, all of you at once.
I can't pick a winner here because no, I'm not going to do it. No.
Yeah, I think it's Cap, but it's not necessarily going to be an easy fight.
It's not easy.
No.
What if they were just sparring in a wrestling ring?
Cap.
A wrestling match in a ring.
Yeah.
Cap
probably
still
Sarge.
again. That speed thing is a problem. That speed
Cobra
is
clutch.
If he gets him in the Cobra clutch, it's over. But he has to get him there. And Cap is he's not slow. He's really quick. I mean, and I know we're not using the Marvel movies as an example, but that dude is, if he fights like that, that's no joke. That's fast. That's
my favorite comment was America's chin versus America's ass.
Hey, America's ass was there today at the convention.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you get me an autograph?
No, I didn't. They want like $200 something for an autograph. So was Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was there too.
I'm good for it.
No way.
I'll send for money.
Yeah. Danny Glover was there as well.
That's cool.
He's not too old for this crap?
No. I guess they were doing some special like Lethal Weapon thing there. So Danny Glover's like, I think it was like 60. Mel Gibson was like 600. He was in a closed soft tent, so you can't even see him. But anyway, let's get back to this.
Yeah. So things have gotten out of hand, and so now we've got Heavy Duty and Sci-Fi versus War Machine and Iron Man. Like we are well and truly out of hand now.
You don't even need Iron Man in this. I think War Machine can take these guys.
Stark probably made the weapons they're using.
Right? Yeah.
No, it is true.
That's flight. Flight is a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Heavy Duty has the
they're gonna easily evade that. Come on, seriously.
See, those two guys have taken shots from Thanos and stuff. Or Thanos. I don't even know how to pronounce anybody. Some nerd corrected me the other day.
It's
Thanos. I was like, I don't know. Please stop. You know, I'm married with 2 kids. I'm here to buy comics. Leave me alone. You know? But yeah.
I think we can all agree, as cool as this would look, I think we can all agree that this is the versus that puts the fight to an end, right? There's no longer a big G.I. Joe versus Marvel Universe. Now this is right. We're putting an end to it. We're either gonna team up and help these mutants together, or we're gonna just decimate you, because these are the big heavy hitters, right? Iron Man and War Machine. And as cool as lasers are, Sci-Fi, I don't know if Sci-Fi's lasers could cut through. I want to think that they would at least do some damage.
I think it would be just like Sci-Fi, be like, hey, we got some incoming. And Heavy Duty goes, yeah, let me just launch these. And then it's like he just launches them, and then there's gonna be a big explosion on the ground, and they're gonna be gone.
This is one of those things where I feel like Heavy Duty and Sci-Fi are kind of B-list Joes that get killed by accident and escalate the conflict.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Unfortunately for Sci-Fi.
You know, it's like in Civil War where Goliath got killed.
Yeah,
Nobody really knew who Goliath was, but they killed him, and it made the thing feel more severe. So one thing like Heavy Duty and Sci-Fi do their thing, and they get shreked, and Rhodes feels upset because he was a soldier once, and Tony, I didn't mean to kill him. And Stark was like, we did what was required. And then all of a sudden the things boil over. So yeah, definitely the dudes in the armored suits that make weapons. And more than likely the other two don't just get beaten, they probably die. So and the
this was
story gets better.
I couldn't figure out who could reasonably take on Iron Man and War Machine, and I knew that there was no way that they were
Joe.
going to get involved.
Robo Joe.
Yeah, maybe Robo Joe. Yeah, they can defeat a Thunder Machine, but not a War Machine. So we'll definitely give this one definitely goes to the boys in the armor. So that brings us to
Who the hell are these people?
What
we
the
have-
hell?
so
Serpent
so
Society.
the mutants have decided that they're going to band together. The superhumans are going to band together, and G.I. Joe are going to band together. And because there's now a common threat, and the common threat is Cobra and Cobra-La have now made themselves known to the public, and this is a threat to all humankind. These are designed to step in and take over the world and wipe out both humans, mutants, superhumans, and otherwise. So they are full world conquer mode now, and the first people that they decide to take advantage of is the Serpent Society.
Which would technically try to side with them.
Well, no, because they're humans.
Yeah, but they worship snakes, so they all have like snake abilities. So maybe they're like these guys would probably be like technically in this world should be some sort of like spin-off of Cobra-La. They're probably like ex-Cobra-La guys. And that'd be the only reason why they'd be fighting against because they don't want to go fall under Cobra-La's rule again.
How many? Okay, so the
Wes.
Serpent Society is like 8 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people. How many Cobra-La guys are they
I
up
think it's
against?
10 there.
And let's not forget
Infinite.
the
You
Royal
got
Guard
Infinite.
backhanded snake guys.
Yeah, you're right. It's 10 guys. Infinite?
Well, they've got a whole. I mean, they seemed pretty infinite in G.I. Joe the movie, right? They're just jumping out of the ground. You think
Right.
you got rid of one, 3 more jump up.
That's
Yeah,
very
the real
high
powers in
So
the
is
antenna.
it Cobra and Cobra-La, or is it just Cobra-La? Because if they're going to get rid of
Serpentor.
humanity, that's pretty much all of Cobra. They're
So we've
industrial.
got the super soldier that is Serpentor, and I would argue that he is of super soldier strength.
That would have been a
Plus,
better
he's
fight for Captain America.
Yeah, I thought about that too. But then where was I going to put Sarge? And you know me, got to put him
You
somewhere.
could put him against all of Cobra-La, and then we would have said such.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well. Anywho, here we are with the Serpent Society versus Cobra-La. Okay, let's say equal amounts of Cobra-La to. So we'll say
No,
9
no.
Cobra-La troops and Serpentor versus the Serpent Society.
Like to what Hans had just said in the previous battle. These are the throwaway characters that escalate the fight even more on the mutant side. They're gonna come in thinking, hey, we're the Serpent Society. Let's show these guys who the real stakes are, right?
Yeah.
And then Cobra-La's gonna show up, and they're just gonna get mauled by the Royal Guard. They're just gonna keep coming, and just get mauled, and that's it. And then maybe and maybe they drag that wannabe globalist guy in front of him, and where he just tears him in half.
I think
Well, each
Constrictor
person in the Serpent Society each has a different ability.
power. Yeah, they each
Yeah,
have
they're obviously snake related, right?
And I
I
think
think.
that's an advantage that Snake Eyes didn't have when he was going up against these Cobra-La troopers.
Let's find the. All right.
Yes, I got
So
my-
Sidewinder can teleport.
This is
Okay.
this is the first I've even heard of the Serpent Society, but the lady in gold looks nice, so I'm sided with them.
So Anaconda's the guy in the back. He's a strong. He's like a strong man.
He's a strong man, yeah.
King Cobra is like a weaker Captain America. He's the field leader. Asp, Black Mamba, and Diamondback are all energy, projection, illusion, and projectiles in that order. Cottonmouth, Bushmaster, and Death Adder are their melee combatants who have some kind of weaponry that sprays some kind of venom in one way or another. So they're not really superhumans, with the exception of Sidewinder, who can teleport, and Anaconda, who's super strong. So you see the ability to teleport. That makes, once again, mobility is key in modern military action, and instantaneous transportation. That's a problem. That's like grab Serpentor, teleport into the middle of the Pacific, and teleport back, sort of thing. So
Boom.
Plus, we
So-
all know that. Plus, we all know that Anaconda don't want none unless you got buns.
That's bun done, exactly, and just
But-
like Cottonmouth there with her buns. So,
But I mean, the teleporter guy is probably limited to like where you can see, right? It's not just like,
I don't
oh,
know.
I'm gonna go here, bang, we're there, right? It's got to be something like that. There's always a limitation to that, because Kurt Wagner can only teleport to where he knows
Well, you
that's
just
all.
look 100 foot up in the air,
Yeah, that's all he
teleport
does.
up there
Yeah,
and drop them.
but Serpentor would survive that drop.
Yeah, but
They wouldn't even get
His
close to
air chariot.
Serpentor, to tell you the truth. They'd just be facing
just
those Royal
teleport
Guard
his
guys.
head and leave the
Those
rest
Royal
of his
Guards
body.
would. I think those Royal Guards would tear most of those guys apart, with the exception of a few of them. And they'll take a little while to get the teleporter guy, but they'll get him eventually because they'll have numbers.
Yeah, I think that Serpentor is the key to victory. But yeah, I reckon he has his air chariot. So I think Serpentor and his strength is the key to victory. But
Hey. Go ahead.
go on.
I was gonna say, and he would probably go right after King Cobra, eliminate him, and then could try to get these guys to fight for him.
So I don't know, we'll put it to a vote. Hans Chow, where do you think the victory goes to?
I'm always like, are we still on the 9 Royal Guard and 1 Serpentor thing, or are we just talking
Yep.
the legions?
Yep.
Okay. Serpent Society wins if it's only 9 and Serpentor. But I do agree with Gaz that if Serpentor was to kill King Cobra, the others could probably, because they're kind of scummy as well, they could be compelled to work for him. So it kind of tips on a knife edge. But I know that each member of the Serpent Society could definitely kill a Royal Guard. So I feel like it tips there, because ultimately it might end up with Serpentor working for them. Or we could go on the angle that Serpentor is a clone and Globulus would just, if he gets killed, he'd make another one. Either way, Serpent Society will carry it. But 3 of them are dying for sure.
I'm going with Serpentor and the Royal Guard. I think he's gonna go right. He's gonna go right for King Cobra. He's gonna eliminate it, and then he's gonna have them fighting for him. He's gonna have these guys on his side, his own like personal guard. He's gonna promise them so much riches or whatever, so much power that's all they want. That's what they want. So that's what they give him. He knows how to play the game. He's a tactician. He knows exactly what they want to hear. So he's gonna say it. And it's gonna be his like personal. It's gonna be his personal, like little army. And Golabus ain't gonna say nothing. He's gonna be like, yeah, cool. Because if he wanted to, because Golabus would just eliminate them if he had to. So I'm not. I think it falls Serpentor.
Globulus is a bit of a problem.
King Cobra's
But we're not
real
talking
name
about-
is King Cobra's real name is Klaus Voorhees. He's Dutch.
Yeah. So this guy's not gonna stand a chance. Not because he's Dutch, just because of the he looks. He's gonna look at him like this is like exactly. He's just gonna be like, it'll be hard. I mean, guards are gonna go down, right? But they're gonna turn around and they're Serpentor holding this carcass, and he's gonna give him a chance. He'd be like, you either side with me or you can die here. Even with like 3 troopers behind him.
This
Yeah.
side command.
Exactly. Because he's gonna,
Nate,
even though
it
you
comes
see the
down to
9,
you.
even though you see 9 guards, you know that he has more ready to pounce.
Well, yeah,
Right?
but we're just talking, just to keep the fight even. Maybe he's got a few more guards to tip it in.
As much as I dislike Serpentor, he's not gonna jump out to these guys.
It's got to be at
So
least.
we've got one. We've got one for Serpentor, one for the Serpent Society. Nate, you are the one that will break this tie.
Well, I happen to have no idea, but when in doubt, side with Hans.
Nate is buried in real snakes in real life. He knows how
Yeah.
dangerous they are. That's how it rolls. It's sometimes it just do be like that. You've
We're
caught
talking
him
about
out
him.
where you are, right? No,
A
imagine
nation
Mad
called
Guy's got mouth.
Cobra Law, man. Cobra Law.
All right.
These guys will be
so-
working for him.
Not a
So
single snake in
the
sight.
tiebreaker, Serpent Society pulls it for humanity. Once villains are now seen as heroes as they push the Cobra La back up into the Himalayas. A victory for humankind, mutant kind, and all superheroes. They all come together in victory. They all come together, and all bygones are bygones. But just when you
I
think
hate that this is returned.
just when
thinking
you
that.
think that it has gotten to the point of victory, a champion enters the fight, and the
Where?
champion points to to Earth's champion, who has come to answer the call, and that is Angel/Archangel against Nemesis Enforcer. It has now come down to a battle like in Troy, where you had Achilles versus why is his name escaping me?
Hector.
Hector.
So this is a one-on-one for humanity or mutant kind. We have the potential heroic Angel/Archangel versus Nemesis Enforcer.
So Archangel has lethal techno-organic metal wings, razor-sharp projectile feathers, daggers coated in paralyzing neurotoxins, which it's not going to affect Nemesis Enforcer, I can guarantee you that. Superhuman strength, enhanced durability, powerful regenerative healing factor.
The big problem is that Nemesis Enforcer, despite probably being stronger and stuff, he has like the processing abilities of a turnip. And Archangel is really smart and also really fast. And so far, if you've seen the train of decision making for me, it's always fast. If you're quick and you're smart, because I think if these guys go toe to toe, Nemesis Enforcer, similarly to Sarge, if he gets his hands on him, it'll be a problem. But there's so much projectile related weaponry that Archangel possesses. It's not fun. But I do agree with Gazz, though, that more than likely all that toxin nonsense won't hurt Nemesis Enforcer. He's like, his metabolism is probably insane in order to stay in that kind of size.
Just remember what Globulus said, that Nemesis Enforcer's everything is basically the cause of like all the myths of like demons and monsters in the world. That's what he is. I think he's just a killing machine. That's what this guy is, like a Terminator.
Yeah.
And he's gonna say that's your target, kill him. And it's gonna be a tough fight, but he's gonna kill him. He'll rip those wings out of his body. Just destroy
Problem
him.
is he's got that cabbage intellect, and that cabbage intellect is a problem, you know?
Yeah, but it's like it's a dumb killing machine. It's not gonna stop, even if it's hurt. It's gonna keep going until he kills him. Like he could be like half dead and it's still trying to kill him.
Nemesis Enforcer is made of discarded animal parts, like a Rob Schneider movie.
Death by 1,000 feathers.
I just think that
you know what?
speed and projectiles are a real problem.
This will no doubt be a fight to the death, though. There is
will.
no.
Does Nemesis Enforcer have those nasty bio things as well?
He has everything that he's had.
Okay.
I just looked him up, and I don't think he
has that thing that he throws at Sarge's face and was like.
Yeah, the freaking face.
Well, he'll have whatever weapons, and I don't know what's in those pouches that he has on his legs. So there might be something in there.
All
But I mean,
know
it's like
one freaking sucker thing to your face, and the fight is over.
what,
So-
like you said, Archangel or Angel wounds. Is it going to be? Is it the '90s Archangel?
Yeah.
Who's also dealing with a lot of head stuff because of his family and stuff, right? He's also dealing with a lot of head problems, so he has issues. It's going to be a hit and run tactic by Archangel. He knows that he won't be able to outpower this guy, right? He knows that if that guy gets his hands on him, he's dead meat, right? So he's gonna hit and he's gonna run. Nemesis Enforcer is slow. He can fly pretty fast, so I think he's gonna catch him. But once he gets his hand on him on that ankle, he's done. He's done for.
Are those wings adamantium?
No.
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 Unless
They're
they were
sharp.
later retconned to be.
He's using them to stop bullets and stuff, but I mean,
But they're sharp. He's
but
cut things with
no,
those wings.
because the wings. Okay, because technically he doesn't have those anymore. Those organic metal wings. Because what Apocalypse did was he created those wings, but his real wings are underneath and they're healing. So
Yeah.
at one point, his real wings just break through, and he has just wings.
That's in Joe Moreira's run. I have that book.
Yeah. So
It's a pretty
I
cool
mean,
concept.
if we're talking like
Later
90s,
on,
he's got
later
metal
on,
wings,
he
but
could be like a Wolfman situation where he could actually morph from Archangel to Angel again.
I don't like that because it was those wings were created to protect his wings while they were being healed.
Well, in this scenario, because we're in the 80s/90s, he's full Archangel mode. I think that we think it's going to be geared up to be a huge battle, but I think it's a 2-second battle. I think Archangel just goes, and then the head falls off, drops to the ground, and rolls away.
If it's death of the Horseman, yes. Archangel, no.
Yeah, it's the hero system again. If he's a hero, then no. But
Archangel has no issues with killing.
I do think it tips really heavily in Archangel's favor. I mean, when we spoke about this before, I found Nemesis Enforcer would kill him, but like the more I kind of think about it, the more I kind of read into it, the more I kind of realize Archangel is a mean dude. Yeah, Mach 4. That's insane.
The reflexes alone that you would need to be traveling that fast and not hit a building.
Yeah. Sometimes I stub my toe.
Flying that fast,
I mean, so
flying that fast to turn, flying that fast. It's basically like the state of like Oklahoma. In order to turn, you can't just turn on the dime.
I'll also throw this out there. Angel's wings, I read, they are so strong that they could break a man's arm if you got hit with it.
Well, it's fine.
But in this instance, I don't know. We'll put it to a vote.
And let's not forget about his blades as well. I think Nemesis would take him.
He has projectiles that are.
And
deadly.
I like Archangel, but I think Nemesis Enforcer will kill him. Just because he's a big dumb brute killing machine. That's how he's focused on. He doesn't care. He'll go through anything to kill this guy. He'll do anything, even if it kills him. He'll kill. The last thing he does is kill him.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
He can turn at the speed of plot. All right,
I'm just thinking.
Gaz, you're going all in on Nemesis Enforcer?
Yes.
Nate?
I think Archangel.
Hans, you got the power to make the choice.
I think it really falls down to like a sword and shield situation. Archangel can definitely dish it out, but could Nemesis Enforcer take it? And Sarge beat up Nemesis Enforcer, so I don't think he could take what Archangel could dish out. So I think that it's in Archangel's favor that he would beat Nemesis Enforcer. I really think so. As much as I'm a G.I.Joe fanboy and as much as I want to think that he can weather that, like that is a lot of swords. I think someone in the chat said death by 1,000 cuts kind of situation. And I kind of agree with you too. It's like, it's going to be a quick battle because those wings are no joke. And we have seen Sarge beat Nemesis Enforcer up. So it's like, yeah, the Archangel, for sure.
Well, that brings us to the end. Our human/mutant/superhumans victorious against Cobra forces, and we have a moment of world peace for the first time in history, and that is the end of our story until a new power emerges.
It was weird. It was like all this stuff's happened, and Cobra Commander would just be like, "Why is nobody talking about me?"
This is our final versus. This could potentially lead to a sequel stream that we could do at a later date where we could come back and
the post-credit scene.
This is the post-credit scene. We have the Baron Zemo versus Cobra Commander. Does Zemo have powers? I wanted to think that maybe
he's Captain America.
He's got that. I know he's got glue on his face.
He's Captain America.
Yeah,
But-
super
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah, he's got that and that regeneration and a bunch of other things because he survived just like he fought during World War II as well. He went into hibernation and survived just like Captain America did. So if we're talking fisticuffs, Baron Zemo all day, unless Cobra Commander gets in some kind of snake armor, which he probably just might.
Well,
Because
can we do?
you know,
Can we do this versus then a little bit different, and we'll go with who wore it better?
oh,
Well,
Because we know Cobra Commander isn't a fighter anyway. Like I have never seen him punch anything.
I beg to differ. I think he's got an uncanny fighting ability. I think he just plays like the cowardly role to make you underestimate him. I like to think of Cobra Commander like we've seen him in Renegades. No, not Renegades. In Resolute or Sigma 6, where he's just
Resolute.
ruthless. And I think he plays possum. Like Baron's gonna think that he's got the overhand, and then all of a sudden he just comes up with the sword and just guts him, and he's done.
the Sigma 6 Cobra Commander was a mean dude in like battle armor. The Resolute one, not that sword business, fine, but Baron Zemo's an expert swordsman, like truly.
It's true. Who's to say that he's not carrying a sword just because?
What about comic book Cobra Commander? He's pretty capable.
What?
Comic book Cobra Commander is pretty capable.
The recent Skybound Cobra Commander has also been not only a good leader of troops, but also he's been pretty resourceful on his against pretty much everybody. But we are dealing with 80s and 90s Cobra Commander and 80s and 90s Zemo. And because of that, we're dealing with like superhuman, super soldier Zemo
But
versus
was Zemo
tactical
super
leader.
powered in the 80s/90s?
Yeah, he used to go toe to toe with Captain America, fisticuffs.
Yeah, true.
Look, man, I'm just trying to keep the sequel alive. That's why I'm saying Cobra Commander wins.
I think the problem is in an ideal story they'd work together, but those two are such megalomaniacs. They would only one could survive, and if it comes down to
maybe that's the plot. They're both pretending to work together, but planning to betray each other.
But they would
eventually. Possibly. Who wore it better?
Maybe.
Cobra Commander. But
Definitely.
who would win in a fight? Baron Zemo. But who would win with regards to actually telling a good story? I'm always a fan of Nazi ideals versus like modern day sensibilities. I find that's always like a great story. But the idea of Cobra Commander being like, I'll serve you for now, and doing the whole Starscream thing with Zemo as Megatron would be kind of cool to see. But yeah, as it stands right now, Zemo would use, Cobra Commander as a mop. It would.
And become the new leader of Cobra.
Of something.
What happened to Destro?
He still makes weapons.
Well,
he probably used
that's
Magneto's body to make bioweapons now.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say this. Right? So you're looking at Cobra Commander. Underneath that suit, he's wearing his Cobra armor.
Yes. What about battle armor?
That's what I'm talking about.
Cobra
That battle
Commander.
armor is underneath that suit. That's what he's wearing underneath that, right? So when he goes to look at him, he hits him
On
hard.
the battlefield, Zemo. On the runway, Cobra Commander.
I still say Cobra Commander. I think you underestimate him. I think his whole ploy is to underestimate him.
I think battle armor Cobra Commander would definitely give Zemo a real run for his money. But it all comes down to speed again, and Zemo can match Captain America's speed. And that's a big, big, big issue. So once again, I still think it falls to Zemo. But once again, I'm not the king here. Or am I?
I'm trying to keep the sequel alive. I'm trying.
I think Cobra Commander wears it better than Zemo. Although Zemo, I don't know, the color of Zemo's mask is pretty cool.
I don't like the thing he has on his head.
The crown.
Yeah.
The crown of domination? Why though?
It looks tacky.
It protects
There
him.
you go.
He's got really bad peripheral vision because of the hood. That thing just helps him stop him from bumping his head into things.
Yeah, see, there you go, right there. Thank you.
So yeah, he definitely wouldn't be going into the fight without having some protection under his suit. But yeah, that was fun. Like ultimately, the story it was just a plot device to move things forward. What happened to Destro? I don't know. If you come back another day and come up with some new verses, I don't want to do slides again. I'll leave it up to Hans. This sucked.
This is why we don't do slides.
Just want to go on record saying when I did versus, I had the same Destro versus Mystique thing. Sorry, not Destro. Mystique versus Zartan slide.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We could revisit it again.
And you all
that was good fun.
Mystique to win.
Good fun. I think ultimately, who did we have as the majority?
You weren't keeping a tally.
I'll keep it. No, because again, that's work.
I think it's about even.
All right, fine.
It's
Let's
about
go
even.
from the top. Let's go from the top. Let's do it quick.
All right.
I'll write it down.
All right,
We had-
Destro beat out Magneto, but only because of the power nullifier.
So one for the Joes, and then
I think this was like. I think it was like almost a whoever.
it's almost
pulled
a
the trigger
draw.
first. I think it was
Cheers,
Zartan.
buddy.
Right.
So
What did we
it's a
choose on?
stalemate.
This was a
Stalemate,
draw.
So it's
Next.
1-1. Right, a 1 for each.
It was 1-0. And then
Possibly
we
a
have a
mutant,
few Suntan Zartan shots, and then we have one
Fatal
for the
Fluffy.
Fluffy.
which is wild.
And then we have
Wolverine.
Wolverine
one for
takes out
Marvel.
everyone.
He's hard to beat, man. And next, and then we had
Marvel.
one for Gambit,
Yeah.
Only just.
only just, and then we had one for Daredevil.
I thought we said draw on this one.
Yeah,
Oh, it was a
this
draw?
Yeah, this was a draw. Snake
One
Eyes.
for Snake
Snake
Eyes.
Eyes.
I can't believe you guys had Snake Eyes beat out Spider-Man, but whatever.
Cry more. Next,
Whatever.
Psylocke.
one for Psylocke.
Um,
Pythona.
Python?
yeah, Pythona. Punisher. I think this was a draw as well, wasn't it?
Draw.
Yeah, I think it was a draw.
Fury.
Fury. Sarge.
Cap.
Sarge.
Cap.
Sarge. What?
Cap.
Cap.
Okay.
I think we all say Cap, right? Nate, what did you say? Cap?
Cap.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was Cap.
Shut up!
Oh god, Marvel.
Marvel, yeah.
Serpent Society.
Marvel.
So another
yeah.
one for Marvel.
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 And then
Cobra
Marvel
Commander.
again, or did
Again.
we...
Cobra Commander. You wore it better, Cobra Commander.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, who wore it
four.
better? Cobra
That's
Commander.
4 for the Joes. And everything else was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for Marvel.
Boo.
I think a lot of them. I think considering that a lot of them were.
Well, you know
close-
that win against Sarge should be at least like 12 points.
I'm still only counts as 1.
No.
Oh, that'd be a good one. All right, you set it up and you do this. you do the
Transformers
slides.
GoBots. Yeah, all right, you got it.
Definitely.
Leader 1 for the win.
I don't know. I
Versus
don't know in
Optimus
what.
Prime.
Yeah.
I don't know in what universe where. Anyway, whatever. Shut my mouth. But it's hard for the Joes to win on against those dudes. Like that stuff is rugged, dude. It is a rugged fight for them to win.
Godzilla would win.
Godzilla's not a G.I. Joe.
No,
So
somebody just put Transformers versus Godzilla. Godzilla.
Not yet, but there's,
There's
I haven't
time.
seen a crossover yet. But we will. There'll be
We
one.
definitely will.
We Godzilla in a tactical vest.
Well, that was fun anyway. Even though Sarge didn't quite make the win, ultimately, I think that it was still a fun little run through of Marvel versus G.I. Joe universe. The links to both Hans and Nate are in the description, as well as where you can go check out Gazz. If you're also in there, check out the Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship. I like to plug it. It's my favorite thing to do other than hanging out with these legends. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, everyone. Do please leave a like on your way out. And with that, we will see you on the next one. Unicron would beat Godzilla, whatever.
No, man, no way. Mm-mm.
Cheers, guys. All right. Let's get out of here before we get into another one.